Okay, so good morning once again, everyone. I hope all students have joined. Okay, first of all, welcome everybody. Okay, this is your first session for ACCA professional level subject, that is Strategic Business Reporting (SBR), which is we all know a mandatory subject in ACCA. Okay. Now, second of all, before we begin, obviously, I'm not going to start with the topic right away. Okay, we'll have some discussion before that. So, before we start, first of all, let me tell you guys about myself, those who don't know. Okay, so basically, my name is Nishant Katoch, as you can see on the screen, and I'm teaching to finance professionals, ACCA, CA, and other courses from last approximately 12 plus years. Okay, so if we talk specifically about this ACCA course, so at ACCA, I teach at all the three levels. At professional level, I teach generally two subjects, that is SBR and Advanced Performance Management. Okay, and yes, so you can say that. From almost, I mean, as far as ACCA is concerned, so I'm teaching the ACCA from almost 7 to 8 years. Okay, so you all are very good hands as far as your subject is concerned. Okay, and yes, so this basically about me. And yes, I do also have some industry experience. I have worked as an assistant manager in a German multinational corporation for almost, I think, 2.5 years. So where I have worked in the finance department. But yes, I wanted to have a good career in, I mean, in teaching only. So I left the job and I started full-time teaching only. Okay, so this was about me. Now, before we start, obviously, the first thing which I'm going to tell you is about the subject. I'm not going to start with any topic right away. Pehle we'll see that what is this subject is all about. है ना? What is the expectation of ACC examiners from all of you, and then slowly we'll start with the topics also. But again, before we do that, I would like each one of you, okay, just give me a introduction of yourself because I want to know the uh, I want to basically know my students. I'm having this habit, and in your introduction, I want few basic things which I want to know. Obviously, your name. Okay. Also tell me your previous qualification. Okay, whether it's CA, whether it's BCom, whether it's you are, I mean, suppose if you have done all the 9 papers of ACCA, so please do mention that. So your name, your previous qualification, and are you appearing for June 2026 attempt or not? This is very important information for me. Okay, so let's start. And apart from that, if you want to say anything about yourself, you're most welcome. Okay. So let's start from Apurva. Yeah, sorry, Apurva.
Yeah,
Yes,
hi. Good morning, sir.
hi.
My name is Apur Saxena. So I'm a
Mm-hmm,
qualified chartered accountant,
mm-hmm.
and I did my chartered CA in 2012, November 12 attempt, and I have a working experience of around 13 years, and currently I'm in London working
Okay.
here for a company.
You completed your CA in November 12.
November 12.
Okay, I did the same.
Oh, all right,
November
great.
12. Okay, so you are in England, yeah, right now, UK.
Right,
Anna.
yes.
Okay, and where are you working right now?
So there's a company IAFC UK Limited.
Mm-hmm,
So we have a subsidiary here
mm-hmm.
in London. So I have been posted here.
Okay, and in India from, I mean, from in India,
From Delhi,
Delhi. Okay, okay, good. Okay, June attempt?
June attempt.
June attempt. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Apurva.
Thank you.
Yes, Dipanshu.
Hello, good morning,
Yes,
sir.
good morning.
My name is Dipanshu Garg, and I am a CA final student also.
Mm-hmm.
And my only professional level 4 papers at left.
Uh, Professional level 4 papers. Okay,
Yes,
ठीक है. So,
I got exemption in most. I
mm-hmm.
only gave FR and PM paper.
Okay, and you cleared both those papers.
Uh,
When did you
uh,
clear those papers?
FR I gave on 5th March. This
Okay,
like
this
2 days
attempt
ago.
only.
This
ठीक है.
attempt, and I
Mm-hmm.
cleared PM just before that.
ठीक है.
Thank you.
Great. So, whether you are going to give the June attempt or
Yes,
not
sir.
depends
Yes,
on the
sir.
result.
Yes.
or it's confirmed that June is
Sir,
confirmed?
sir, confirmed. Yes, confirmed.
Confirmed, na? Good.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. And where are you from in India?
Sir, Delhi.
Delhi. Great. Yes. Thank you. Gopal,
Yeah, good morning, sir.
good morning.
My name is Gopal Modi. I'm a qualified cost accountant,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm currently working and 10 years of experience. And
Mm-hmm.
I appeared in March for SBL and for
Okay.
June SBR.
Great. How was the paper? SBL?
It's good, sir.
It's good. Chalo. Nice. ठीक है. Okay. Thank you, Gopal. Yes. Kaushika.
Good morning, sir. This is
Good morning.
Kaushika. I'm doing my BCom International Accounting and Finance first year, and I'm planning to take my first attempt in the month of June. And I'm from Chennai.
Yeah, from Chile. And all those 9 papers are exempted. Correct?
Exemption. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Great. ठीक है. Okay. Yes, Kiran.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm a cost accountant and I've cleared my CWA in 2015. It's been 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a total work experience of 20 years, currently
Mm-hmm.
working as a senior general manager in Cummins.
Mm-hmm.
I have recently enrolled for this course and currently I'm not giving exam in the month of June. I'm planning to give it in month of September because currently I'm doing one more course through Indian Institute of Management, Indore,
Mm-hmm.
on leadership and
Okay.
change management. So the classes happen simultaneously on Sunday and it will run through mid of May.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll be giving exam in the month of September. I'm planning to give both
Mm-hmm.
APM and SBR to the
Okay.
extent whatever the preparation goes.
ठीक
But
है.
this is the first session.
Okay, so you are working as a senior general manager in Cummins, है ना? Cummins,
Yes.
Pune?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm based out of Pune.
You are in Pune, na?
Yes.
Okay, I know because I did all my this studies, CA and everything from Pune only. So,
Oh,
ठीक है.
glad
Great.
to hear. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Komal,
Good morning, sir.
good morning.
I'm giving this exam in June only. So also I'm doing a course under which my 9 exams were exempted, and
Mm-hmm.
I have cleared my SBL in December. So
Mm-hmm.
appearing for SBR and AAA in June. I am planning to give 2 exams in June.
Okay, ठीक है.
And I'm a working professional right now, working in EY. I have a 10 years of experience working there.
Okay, great. And which previous qualification you have?
Earlier, it feel like I have done MCom.
Okay.
Earlier, like I cleared my BCom in 2016. So after that, I did my MCom as well.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I am doing another course as well, in which I have these 9 papers exemption for
Okay.
ACCA.
ठीक है. Okay, Komal. Thank you very much. Now, Mohit.
Good morning, sir. So my name is
morning.
Mohit Lodha, and I'm qualified cost accountant. And currently,
Mm-hmm.
I'm working in PwC, and my base location is Kolkata.
Okay, and June attempt?
Yes, I am targeted to plan for June attempt.
June attempt. So many cost accountants we have in this batch. Huh? Good. Okay. Yes, Rajiv Ranjan.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
everyone. So, this is Rajiv. I am from Goa. I am a
Mhm.
qualified chartered accountant,
Mhm.
qualified in November 24, and currently I am working in a AI-based startup in Bangalore.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
I am going to appear in this June attempt, SBR paper
June
only.
attempt. Okay. ठीक है. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Suraj Saran.
Good morning, sir.
Good
I
morning.
just cleared my BCom last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I cleared my FM, PM, and AA paper in last year.
Okay.
This is my first paper in this level, and I
Mm-hmm.
finished my CA foundation, but I left CA and I moved to
Mm-hmm.
ACC.
Okay.
And I'll be giving
So
a June attempt.
June attempt. Okay. Thank you, Suraj. Yes, Srihari.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Sri. I have completed my college this year from Manabashna. I had 9 paper exemption in ACCA and still 4 professional papers are left.
And you will be giving the June attempt?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Srishti.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Sir, I'm from Delhi, and this is my first paper of the professional level. I will be giving the June attempt. Before this, I'm a graduate, and then I was working for a very short time in KPMG. Then I quit, and now I'm here in the ACCA field.
Okay, so you are not working anywhere right now, correct?
Yeah, I'm not working anywhere.
Okay, and June attempt confirm?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, ठीक है. Anybody else? Akshay? Yes, Akshay. ठीक है, guys. So thank you very much. Okay, everyone. So basically, I always take this introduction just to know a little bit about you guys, especially that when you are going to give the attempt. So based on this, almost everyone is giving June attempt, है ना? So that means the coming next 3 months, March, April, and May are very, very important. ठीक है, great. ठीक है. Now let's do one thing. Obviously, I'm not going to again start with the topic immediately. Akshay, I'm from your last batch. Okay, APM batch. Okay, sorry, SBR batch. ठीक है, Akshay. I got you. Okay, so first of all, let's see that basically what is this SBR is. है ना, SBR क्या है? And yes, before we move on, please tell me, anybody here who doesn't know Hindi at all? Because basically I'm going to teach in English only, but in between, okay, I may use Hindi also. So please tell me, any one of you who doesn't know Hindi at all? Anyone?
Sir, I'm not very comfortable with some words. Like I don't understand some words in Hindi.
Okay, ठीक है, no problem. ठीक है. Anybody else? Okay, so first of all, let's quickly go through the subject, that what this subject SBR is all about, है ना? And basically the structure, okay? And I'm sure that many of you already know this, but still, I think it's a very important. You can consider this session basically orientation, okay? Orientation session for your SBR. ठीक है? Now, please confirm me, any one of you, can you see the presentation on the screen? Is it
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, so strategic business reporting. Okay, now first of all, let me tell you very honestly, okay, one of the most important subject, okay, in not in ACCA, in your career basically. So obviously, once you complete your ACCA or those who are already working, you know the importance of finance. And you know the importance of preparing the financial reports, whether it's P&L, whether it's balance sheet, cash flow, or any other statement. Okay? So that is one of the core work in finance department in any organization. There are other works too, but this is one of the core work. है ना? So as far as the practical applicability is concerned, you are going to learn the subject, which is very important in the today's world, not just in today's world, but aane wale for the next 5, 10, I mean 50 years, this is going to be there. Okay, so you are going to learn that subject now. So first of all, it's very important to understand the importance of this subject. Okay, not just this subject, in professional level, all 4 subjects, all you can say the 6 subjects are highly important for your career. Okay, now, so this strategic business reporting, there are few slides about this subject, and don't worry, I will share this slide with you also. Okay, so no need to write anything. You can keep this slide. Okay, so SBR is not about remembering the standards, it's about applying them. Now, I'm 100% sure that all of you already know about the accounting standards. But anyone here who doesn't know what are these accounting standards? Anyone? Just raise your hand. Okay. You can just put a message on the chat box directly to me. Okay. Anyone who doesn't know what is accounting standards? What are accounting standards? Anyone? Good. So basically everybody knows this. Now see, till now we know what is accounting standards, what are those standards, whether it's IS2 inventory, whether it's IS 16 or any other standard. And those who are here, who are already qualified accountants, Hana, whether you have done the CA or whether you have done the cost accounting, ठीक है, see, I have also done these courses. So I know कि in case of CA qualification, cost accounting, है ना, there are accounting standards and they are in much depth. There's no doubt in that. But there's one very important difference here between those courses and the ACCA examination, the applicability. Trust me. जो applicability वाला part है ना, that is very different because in ACCA SBR, the questions you get in the exam are 100% practical based. I mean, so suppose you are looking at a question, it will be like कि you are looking at some data from your client. ठीक है? So we'll come to that part also, but obviously not right now. Gradually, I'll show you some questions also. So SBR is not about remembering the standard. So if you remember a particular standard, okay, IS 16 is about PPE, property, plant, equipment. It contains this. That's not sufficient here. You have to practice a lot of questions, okay, and know how to apply them, how to apply those standards in practical case studies. So the first thing which should be, I mean, fitted in your mind right now is the word applying. You have to apply, and apply. No mug up, nothing is going to work. And if you think ki I know the standards, I can do it, I don't need much practice because I have done these courses earlier, that's not going to help you. Trust me, it's not going to help you at all. Okay, so when I gave this exam, SBR, Strategic Business Reporting, I actually find it easy when I looked at the syllabus. All those standards were, अरे ये तो सब मैंने किया हुआ in CA. I was like that. But when I looked into the questions, when I looked in the solutions, how they are presenting it, okay, then the things changed. Okay, so write down somewhere in your notebook, in your diary, in your tab, iPad, whatever you have right now, practice, practice, and practice. So it does not matter how many lectures you attend. It does not matter how many recordings you see. It doesn't matter how many YouTube videos you are going to see after this. Okay. Unless and until you practice, you're not going to pass at all. Trust me, just write down somewhere. Unless and until you practice, you cannot pass through this subject. So practice, practice, and practice is the most important thing here. Okay. Now, SBR test how you analyze a scenario, identify the accounting issues in it, justify your treatment with IFRS, and communicate like a professional advisor. Communicate like a professional advisor. Okay, so that's a misprint here. Now, this line seems very easy to you right now. Ki kya hai is line mein? Okay, it's very simple line, but trust me, what I just gave you a simple two-liner, and based on this two-liner, you write answers in the exam. This is how you write answer in the exam. Okay, you get a question, you analyze the question, you analyze the scenarios in the question, you identify what is the problem in the question. Okay, and yes, the problem is also given in the requirement part. Then you give your answer. Then you tell, okay, that this is how it is going to be solved. That is justifying your treatment with IFRS. And then when you do all of these things, when you are applying an when you are applying a particular accounting standard, okay, when you are justifying that why I am applying this standard, you have to communicate like a professional. You cannot communicate like a random person, like a casual answer writing. You cannot do that. This is where students lose mark, and this is where students actually get failed in the exam. Trust me. यहाँ पे fail होता है क्या? They know everything. They know, yes, this is this standard, this is how I'm, but presentation. In ACCA exam, okay, they are not treating you like a normal student. They are treating you like an accountant, consultant. So they expect you, okay, they don't expect that you behave like an actual accountant or consultant. That is not possible. They cannot expect from a student that level of accuracy. But somewhere around they expect. So they expect that when you write the answer, you should communicate like a professional advisor. This is where the problem happens. And how you are going to solve this problem? Practice, practice, practice. That's why I said in the previous slide, and the most important thing in SBR is the more you practice the questions, the more comfortable you will get with the answer writing. Okay? So yes, SBR tests how you analyze a scenario, how you identify the accounting issues in them, and justify your treatment with IFRS and communicate like a professional advisor. Now, how SBR is different from FR? So when I'm saying FR, I'm talking about ACCA skill level paper. So there are many students are here who have given this paper. So you already know. Many students are here the FR paper is, I think, exempted for you. But still, just focus on the screen. FR and SBR. FR focuses on calculation. In financial reporting subject, there's a 40 mark of descriptive answer writing. Okay, so they focus more on calculation. In SBR, the focus on application and your judgment. Okay? What the standard says in FR, it's very simple. Standard क्या बोलता है? What does IS 16 says? What does IFRS 16 says? Here in SBR, why the standard says it? Standard ऐसा बोल क्यों रहा है? Why standard is saying that in case of property, plant and equipment, the initial recognition will happen at cost? Why? Okay. In FR, journal entries here, explain. This is very important part. Explaining the impact on financial statement. In FR, impact on financial statement is not that important. How it's going to impact the P&L, balance sheet, or cash flow. In SBR, write it down somewhere in your notebook. Whatever question you get, whatever from whatever standard you are getting a question, whether it is asked in the question or not, you have to, at last, you have to tell the examiner how this is going to impact the P&L, balance sheet, cash flow statement, statement of changes in equity, or any other thing. So the impact on financial statement, even if they are not asking you, you have to tell them that okay, if I'm passing this journal entry, if I'm doing this is how it is going to impact the financial statement. That shows your level of knowledge. So you are not just mugging up the journal entries or the calculation. You know कि इसका impact क्या होने वाला है आगे. So very important line, okay, in SBR. In FR, it was about more numericals. SBR is more about written analysis. So I think after this, now you have a good idea, a decent idea. I will not say a good idea about SBR answer writing. And why I'm telling you this from the beginning, because see, once we start the core topics, I will solve few questions with you guys here. But you all know, I'm going to with you guys just 2 days in a week. And the remaining 5 days, you have to work on your own. You have to practice on your own. So that is why I'm telling you all these things. When you write the answer, just keep these few points in your mind. If I summarize this in a simple way, okay, you have to practice. Number 1. And when you practice, remember this line, explaining the impact on financial statement, written analysis, focus on application and judgment. So obviously, I will be telling you in the class that how you write the answer. But again, when you practice, do remember these points. Okay. Now, before we move, we still have few more slides about SBR. So before we move forward, please tell me anything you want to ask me. Any doubts coming to your mind? Anything?
Sir, I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
So, like while doing the SBR, what are the topics of FR that we needs to focus on? Because I am not that much familiar with FR. So how I am going to prepare considering I have not that much in-depth knowledge of FR. So how I should plan to go with the SBR practice?
Okay, so can I come to this point? I mean, once these slides are over,
Yeah, sure.
I have this point in mind. I know there are many students whose FR paper is either exempted or yes, they have not studied this earlier. So I will come to this point. So anything else related to this SBR part, which we have discussed? And I want everyone's active participation. If you have a doubt, something in mind, okay, you can freely ask me. There's no uh, problem in that. Okay, I like active participation in the class. Okay, and we are studying a professional level subject. Okay, so yes. Okay, yes. So this is the exam format breakdown. Now I think now I have your all attention. Okay, so this is how your exam, the paper pattern is going to be. So as you can see, just a second. Section A. So basically, it's 100 marks paper and divided into two parts, section A and section B. Okay. Now, section A is of 50 marks. Section B is also of 50 marks. In section A, the 50 marks is divided into two questions. Question 1 of 30 marks, question 2 of 20 marks. And the format of the question is basically case study based question, long question, case study, same, case study based questions, all questions. So one thing is very clear that at professional level, there are no objective type questions at all. Not just in SBR, in any subject. You don't have any objective type questions. So question 1, 30 marks. Question 2, 20 marks. Then 25 and 25 marks. And in each question, you will have different requirements. So suppose this question number 1 is of total 30 marks. So you may have maybe 2 requirements, maybe 3, maybe 4 requirements. So the total of those requirements is 30. Now, normally the question 1 is belongs to the consolidation. Now, write it down somewhere. Consolidation is the most important topic in your syllabus. So that's why first I will finish few small topics and then we'll jump to the consolidation directly. Okay, so consolidation is the most important topic. Question 2 is about anything, they can ask anything from the syllabus, plus some ethical implications. So if you look at the books, there's a first chapter, I think, in your VGLD notebook. The first chapter talks about the ethics of the accountant. Okay. Now, the remaining questions, section B, question 1 and 2, anywhere from the syllabus. They can ask anywhere from the syllabus. So as far as syllabus is concerned, trust me, guys, the syllabus is vast. Okay, SBR syllabus is too vast. There are, I mean, basically at SBR level, professional level, anything can be asked in the SBR paper. I'll give you one example. So if any of you have given this March attempt of SBR, which happened day before yesterday, okay, there was a question on IFRS 18. I mean, that question was totally unexpected. They never asked those type of question. I'll show you that question also. So it was a bit unexpected question. Remaining part was basically expected. Okay. Now, what is the total of this? 30 plus 20, 50. So section A, 50 marks. Section B is also 50 marks. Total 100 marks. But out of these 100 marks, here comes the very important part. There is out of this 100, in these 100 marks, 20 marks are for professional skills. I told you earlier that at professional level, they are treating you like a professional. So if you incorporate these skills, if you listen this line very carefully, if you incorporate these skills, okay, in your answers, you will get professional marks, which are 20. Now, these professional marks are not separate. These are embedded within this section A and B. So in section A, suppose first question is of 30 marks. Out of 30 marks, 4 marks is for professional answer writing. And remaining marks is for simple, 26 marks is for the writing, for writing the answer. 4 marks you will get if your answer contains these skills which a professionals have. What are these skills? Have you analyzed the question carefully? Have you done this uh, evaluation, skepticism, commercial acumen, communication? So don't worry, I will tell you these skills also, but abhi nahi, we'll deal this with later. Okay, so yes, if you incorporate these skills in your answer, see, 20 marks. 20 marks kam nahi hote, guys. Your passing is how much out of 100? 50? 50 is passing and 20 marks is for professional skills. So please do not ignore these 20 marks. And there is no need to practice for this 20 marks separately. The good part is that only. You don't have to practice separately. Ki, okay, today I'm going to practice for these 20 marks. No. You practice your answer writing for these questions. And just remember, when you write the answer, incorporate these skills in that. And when you do that, you're automatically practicing for these extra 20 marks. So again, passing SBR is not that difficult if you plan properly, especially those students who are working. Most of you are working, I know, so you have very less time to study. So plan your studies. Okay, plan your studies smartly. Don't just open the book and you're solving each and every question. That that works, okay? But again, you don't have that much time that you can spare like 4 to 5 hours on daily basis. That's not possible. I think those who are working. So you have to work very smart. So when you write any answer, when you write any answer from any chapter, from any topic, just focus कि मेरे answer में these skills are there or not. And automatically you are preparing for these 20 marks. Okay. Okay. So this is how your, okay, the questions will come in the exam. Section A, Section B, 50, 50, total 100. And out of 100, 20 marks is for professional marks. Just a minute now. Now, what the examiner wants, very important to know. So we have discussed this a bit already. So the examiner is not looking for perfection. Like I told you, they're not expecting that you are going to behave like a perfect accountant. You are not, you are a student. They are looking for reasoned, justified answer. So let me tell you, in SBR, not just in SBR, in other subjects also, there could be more than one answer to a single question. एक क्वेश्चन के एक से ज्यादा आंसर्स भी हो जाते हैं. You just have to justify your answer properly. But that doesn't mean that if you write some wrong thing and you're justifying the wrong thing, it's wrong. So there could be more than one answer to a particular question, but you should justify your answer. So they are not looking, they are looking for reasoned and justified answer. Give proper reason from justification and you will get the marks. So what the examiner wants, identify the issue. Apply the relevant IFRS, explain impact on financial statement, give judgment, not generic theory, present like an accountant, clear, structured, concise. This is how you present your answer. You identify the issue in the question. आपको पहले issue, okay, so suppose you have a case scenario, identify what is the issue. So just write down in a professional language that this issue is going to be there. And then there is an accounting standard. And then connect the standard with the issue. Apply the relevant IFRS. Apply का मतलब ये नहीं होता just write down the IFRS, the main provision of IFRS. No, connect it with the case. That connection has to be made. If you don't make that connection, half marks भी नहीं मिलेंगे आपको. Trust me. Okay, then explain. Okay, this is my. So you are applying a particular IFRS on a given case. So when you apply this on the particular situation, this is how it is going to impact my P&L, my balance sheet, etc. That is the third point. Give judgment, and then at last conclude it. Give your judgment, what you think based on the IFRS. And then presentation has to be like an accountant. So this part you have to work. It seems easy, but it's not, trust me. So if you want to make it easy before the exam, practice, practice, and practice. The more you will practice, and don't see many, I know, man, most of 90% students, they start practicing 1 month before the exam, 15 days before the exam, because they think, yes, we can do it. We have done this exam, that exam. This is how it doesn't work. I know, I'm the example. I have completed this paper and I know how hard it was for me. Even I knew all the standards. Okay, so if you want to take a suggestion from me, okay, that is, please start practicing right away. Okay, pick any question. I mean, obviously based on the topics which we have completed, pick any question from your book and start writing the answer. And when you write the answer, compare your answer with the suggested answer and see where you have lacked. You can do this self-analysis. The best analysis is self-analysis. Okay, so when you're writing any answer in your office, in your home, wherever you are, just compare it with the suggested answer, see what you have lacked, and do this from right now. Why not 1 month, 15 days before the exam? I'll tell you the reason. So if you do this self-analysis before 15 days, 20 days before the exam, you will not do it properly. Reason, you have a very less time. Or when we have less time now, we try to evade our problems. है ना, जब टाइम कम होता है तो वी आर लाइक अरे नो एग्जाम्स आर देयर, ओके दिस आई हैव डन, ओके आई नो इट्स अ मिस्टेक बट आई विल लाइक अरे नहीं इट विल बी फाइन. You have less time, you have to other stuffs to do also now. So start practicing right now, find out your mistakes, accept your mistakes, correct them in the next question, and then you'll see the magic in the main exam. Okay, so common reasons students fail in SBR. So I would like everyone to avoid these things. Writing everything they know about a standard. Answer writing is very important in professional level, very very important. Even if you know everything, okay, still you can fail, trust me. So if you write everything you know about a standard, that's not it's going to work. Just answer what they have asked. Ignoring the scenario, that is case, that is connect your answer with the case. Poor structure of the answer, you have to structure your answer. Not linking answer to numbers. Weak ethics in answer writing. Not practicing the past papers. Memorizing instead of understanding the principle. So these are the common things. So, okay. Okay, so this is the class structure. Basically, this is how we are going to conduct the sessions in class. You can ignore this one. Okay, so this was all about the SBR, which I wanted you guys. I mean, now after this almost 30 minutes of speech, uh, I think now you know what the examiner expects from you. And that was very important, because if you know what someone expects from you, then accordingly you will behave. Now, in the class, in your practice sessions, when you practice on your own, when you do the self-analysis, I would have told you this thing after 15, 20, 1 month also. But फिर purpose solve नहीं होता. But now you have some idea in your mind. So accordingly behave when you are studying anything. That's then this 30 minutes will be fruitful for you. Now tell me doubts. Anything now you want to ask me in SBR? Anything like now we are going to have a general discussion like for the next 15-20 minutes with how you are going to basically study this subject. So please tell me your issues which you are facing, which you think you can face in the future, so we can discuss it. Yes, one by one.
Where can we find the questions to practice?
Okay, so where can you find the questions for practice? So there are two resources you have. Number one is you must be having the VGLD book.
I did not get it yet.
You haven't got it. Okay, so once you will get it, you will see there are answers in the back.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your first resource for practicing. Second resource is your ACCA Study Hub. So all those who have already registered in ACCA, you must have got your ACCA account. Under that, once you open your ACCA account, you will find the ACCA Study Hub. When you go into the ACCA Study Hub, there are a lot of questions, Section A, Section B questions for practice.
Okay, sir.
Third, ACCA Practice Platform. So please write it down somewhere, everybody. Your VGLD book for practice, ACCA Study Hub for practice, and third, Practice Platform. And I will show you this practice platform today only. Very important. It's very important. Okay, so I'll show you what is this in practice platform. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anybody? Yes. Any other doubt? Yes. Sushti, Rajiv, Suraj, anyone? No doubts? All clear?
How does the computer-based platform, computer-based exam works?
Computer-based exam. Yes. I'll show you practice platform. Just give me 5-10 minutes. Okay. Everything is there. Yes. Anything? Anybody? Yes, Kiran, Komal, Mohit.
Nothing major, sir, but just a quick question. Like, if I practice daily a single question, also, like 2 days we are with you, but the remaining 5 days, if I practice one question every day, also, would that suffice, or should it be like some more questions to practice? Uh, Basically, obviously, it will depend on our time also, that how much time I take for one question and how I am planning to do that. But will the one question will suffice? But it should be more also.
Okay, see, I'll give you a simple calculation for this, okay, which I used to do. Okay, so suppose in your VGLD book, in your study hub, okay, let's say you have 100 questions total, है ना? Total 100 questions from all the chapters. Now you know that you have almost 2.5 months, 2.5 to 3 months for the exam. And you know that you know this better, that out of 7 days, how many days you can practice and for how many hours, 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever it is. Okay. So initially, what you can do, suppose you are practicing one question. So I will say one question for practice will take you around 40 to 45 minutes. The normally, an average time I'm telling you, it could be on a higher side or lower side also. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you, if you have 100 question, a simple calculation, है ना? And one question is taking you, let's take the higher one, 60 minutes, है ना? So you need 6,000 minutes, total 6,000 minutes, okay, for practicing all the 100 question. Now simply divide it by the number of days you have. Okay, why I'm telling you this? Because every, like you said, every student's answer writing is different. हर एक का जो समझने का एक time होता है, that is different. So if I say one question is sufficient, maybe your potential is you can solve 2 or 3 questions. है ना? If I
Right.
say right, I mean, if I say no, 3 questions आपको करना है, but let's say your potential initially is you can have only one question. So again, it will become a demotivating factor for you. Okay, everybody is solving three, I'm solving one. So that's why I'm giving you a simple calculation. Find out how many. I mean, this is an activity which will take 1 hour, and very
Right.
important activity. Find out how many questions you have. One question, 60 minutes. So this is time I have to give to the practice. Just add 10% on that. 10% उसमें ऐड कर देना, and then divide by the total number of days you have before the exam, and then divide by the hours. So every hour it will give you simple calculation.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Any other doubt? Anyone? Okay. Nothing.
Sir, I have one doubt. Like is like VGLD, like the resource book is like sufficient for practice, or we need to refer some other platform as well?
I told you, na, study hub.
Okay.
ACCA study hub, and there are, see, I know there are other publishers also, like Kaplan, like this BPP. So if you want to go for them, no problem. The more you practice, the more it's good, na? There's no problem in that. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, students. Dipanshu. Anyone? Poonam. ठीक है. Okay. Great. Give me a minute now. Okay. Just I'm opening the ACCA practice platform. Okay. So how many of you have filled the exam form? Hmm? Nobody?
Not yet.
Okay. So those who are confirmed, okay, please fill the form. Okay, Apurv has filled. Very good. Okay. Just a second. Let me just open it. So I'm sharing the ACCA practice platform on the screen. Please pay attention, everyone. And I don't want anyone, I mean, why I'm showing you, why I'm giving time on this. I could have started with the topic immediately. Okay? Because these things are important. That's why I'm giving them 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So don't think I am wasting your time. Okay, that's not going to happen at all. Okay? So I'm not wasting your time. I'm not wasting my time. This is important. That's why I'm showing you. And I don't want anybody, I mean, after 2 months or 3 months, okay, after 2 months or 50, 60 days, you are asking me, कि sir, practice platform कहाँ पे है? So please focus. Where is this practice platform? So basically, when you log into your ACCA account, just write it down if you can't remember. When you log into your ACCA account, go to the qualification tab on the left-hand side. When you click on the qualification tab, okay, on the right-hand side, you will see CBE, that is CBE platform or practice platform. Something like this will be written. Click on this. Again, you have to put your ID and password. Okay. And then when you do that, you will find this on your screen. This is your ACCA practice platform. Now, what is this practice platform? How it going to help you? Is it important or not? I'm not going to tell you. Just focus on what it contains, and automatically you will understand whether it's important or not. Okay. Okay. So you can see this browse available exam. So click on that. Okay. Now, whatever exams you have. Okay. So suppose 9 papers are done for you guys. So it will show you generally 4 papers. No, sorry, not 4 papers. It will show you all the papers. Okay, now let's say our paper is SBR. So strategic business reporting. I will just click here. Okay, now see under SBR, what is the content? SBR IRL. What is IRL? Anyone?
Ireland.
Yes, correct. SBR Ireland. Okay, so you can ignore this part. SBR INT, that is SBR International. This is your subject, SBR International, not Ireland. Remember. Now see, SBR International, specimen number 1, valid from September 2025 onwards. Now, this is a specimen paper, 100 marks paper, section A, section B, or I will show you right now, don't worry. But what I'm trying to tell you, don't solve this paper right away. I mean, after 15 days, 20 days in the class, don't solve it. It's a mock paper. So this specimen paper is once your syllabus is like 70-75% completed, or I'll just give you the hint. When I'm done with the consolidation, you are open, you are free to do whatever you want to do in the practice platform. Before that, don't attempt. So this is the specimen paper. This is SBR International Practice Exam. Same practice exam. SBR International September, December 2024. This is the actual paper, okay, of September, December 2024. Then again, SBR International Specimen 2, SBR Ireland, SBR International Practice Exam 1, SBR International March, June 24. This is but as per the old syllabus, but still you can practice. And then you have SBR International December 23, SBR International Sample Exam 1, which is a past exam. You can see past exam. This is Ireland, ignore, international. Now pay attention on this one. SBR International blank workspace. This blank workspace is for your practice. है I told you have to practice. But the question is where you are going to practice. Excel, Word file, in your iPads, in your diaries, notebook? No. You have to practice here. Because this blank workspace is exactly like the ACCA actual examination. All these papers which you are seeing right now is as per the ACCA examination platform only. That's why this is the most important resource for you. And once again, I'm telling you guys, practice. If you don't practice, you will find it very difficult to write the answer in the examination, even if you know the answer. And I have seen many students. Okay? So practice. So this is the blank workspace. SBR International March, June 25. This is as per the latest syllabus. SBR, see this SBR pre-March 2026 mock exam. So what happens before every examination? You know, the exam happened 4 times in a year, each quarter, March, June, September, December. So before every exam, I think 20 to 25 days before the exam, they give you a pre-mock exam. So this is for March attempt. Similar paper you will get for the June, I think somewhere in the first week of the May. Okay, so very good papers for practice. I mean, once all your topics are done, your practice is done, revision is done, then go for it. Just sit for the 3 hours and 15 minutes and solve this. Okay, and some more are below. So you can see there are. If you look at this, this is too much content for your practice. And this is, if you practice here, trust me, if you solve all these papers except this Ireland, this is sufficient. If you solve all these paper on this platform, nobody can stop you from passing the examination. Now let me show you few. Okay, so I will show you. Okay, first I will show you this blank workspace where you will be practicing. So just blank workspace. See, assign. You have to assign. Now this is assigned. I'll show you where to find this. And let me take one paper also. Okay, SBR International, September, December 24. I will assign this. Now, what you are going to see now is basically how paper come in the. So those who have already given few papers, I know you guys know this, but many of you, I think, giving the first time the ACCA exam. Okay, just raise your hand. How many of you are giving the first ACCA paper? First ACCA paper. Okay, 1, 2. How many of you are giving first ACCA paper? Only 2 students?
Myself also giving.
Okay, and okay, so 3 to 4 students. Okay. 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 So pay attention now. So once you assign the papers, go to.
So just I have a quick question. I just log into my portal, but like I went to my qualification, but I'm not able to see this page. I access administrator. So where should I
In
go?
qualification, when you click on the right hand side, some options must be coming.
There are Find Tuition, ACCA Study Hub, CBA Practice Platform,
CB practice
Studies.
platform. This is the click on this.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now pay attention, everyone. So we have assigned 2 papers. So you can see this view assignments. So click on this view. It's very simple. And you can see strategy APM, and this is the old for me. Strategic business reporting. है ना? जून का आ गया क्या? हाँ. Okay, it will not show any. This, remember this thing, when I selected, okay, it was for March 26 only. Okay, so, okay, leave it this part. So click on this. Now, all those papers which have assigned. So in my previous batch, basically I solved few papers. That's why 6 papers are there. Now, which one we selected? This one? Like, okay, so I'm clicking on this September. No, I think we selected This one, September, SBR International, September, December 2024. Now you can see these button here, start. So click on this, start. Ready to start? Yes, start the exam. Okay, now these are the instructions. Do you have to read this? Of course. In main, okay, now what you are going to see, everybody focus, those who have seen this first time. Exactly like this, you will get the platform in your exam. So when you sit in the June exam, so when you press that start button at your the dedicated time, Hana, your screen will start like this. Okay, you will get these instructions to read. So I will suggest please go through these instructions before only. Okay, then in exam you can immediately start. Instruction number 2, you have to see the entire screen, otherwise it will not go to the next screen. Okay. So 4 screens are there. There is one more. Okay. This is important. I want everyone to read this at least once. Okay. Now, next. Now you can see this is the summary. So this exam is not timed, okay, because this is a sample. Section A, 2 questions worth 50 marks. Section B, 2 questions each worth 25 marks. All questions are compulsory. There is no option. Okay. Now click on the next. Now click on the yes. Okay. So section A, this section of the exam contains 2 questions. This exam section is worth 50 marks. Important, in your live exam, you must enter your answer for each question. ठीक है, just read it all of you. Okay, now see, this is how your question will look like. Okay, so you can see this is just basically a layout of your question. Okay, now pay attention and I'll just read this one question. Layout company is a manufacturing company. It has a financial year end. The following exhibits available on the left hand side of the screen. So you can see there are 3 exhibits. This is the heading exhibit 1, 2 and 3. So this is basically the introduction about what this exhibit contains. So first exhibit is for Brassicoy company. It provides information about the ownership and board of directors of this company. Then second exhibit is about the pension plan. Third exhibit is about the acquisition of the company. And the fourth, there is no exhibit number 4. The fourth is something else. Okay. So first you read this, then these are the exhibit. Let me show you one exhibit. So when you click on this, and see what you are seeing right now, this is how you will get in the exam. Exactly like this. Exactly. No change. Exactly like this. Okay. So that's why I'm saying practice on this platform. It will help you for your main exam. So this is the information given to you. Similarly, exhibit number 2, some more information, and see requirements. 30 marks question, like I said. So you can see the 30 marks are divided in this way. Using exhibit 1 and in accordance with IFRS 10, this is a requirement of 8 marks. Second, B, using exhibit 2, 8 marks. C, 14 marks. So 8 or 8, 16, 16 and 14 is total 30 marks. Okay. And now this is all your response section. Basically, response option. Here you have to write the answer. So suppose in one of the question, let's say, okay, so in this one, basically you have to do some calculation. So if the answer requires calculation, use spreadsheet. And they have already given you some layout because the third part is have to be presented on. So some layout is already given. You have to fill and do everything here. And if the answer is a descriptive style of answering theory, so use the word processor. So unless and until you guys practice on this platform, it will be very difficult for you. See, even if you are good in Excel, even if you are good in Word, platform is a bit different from those softwares, those Microsoft Excel and what I'm talking about, bit different. So yes, practice here only. Don't practice anywhere else. Whenever you feel like practicing, okay, bookmark your blank workspace, open it and start practicing. Okay. So this was your first question. This is your second question of 20 marks. You can see. Okay. Now I'll show you one thing here. Remember professional marks? So second question, first part 8 marks, second part 10 marks, total 18. 2 marks are for professional. Professional marks will be awarded in part B for the relevance of ethical principle and actions identified. Okay. Similarly, now we have section B. In section B, you have 2 questions, and once this is over, it's a summary. From here, you can end your exam. Pay attention, this is also important. So once you end your exam, click on this. Yes, exam is ended. Now, if you want to find out the answers, suggested answer, you have to end your exam. Then only it will show you the answer. Otherwise, no. Okay, so your exam is now complete. Close this. Come back here. Now, see this SBR International September December. This is the paper I was showing you. And now see what's saying, mark the exam. Self-analysis. Click on this. Confirm you want to mark this exam. Yes. Now, whatever answer you will write, आप वहां पे जो भी answer लिखोगे ना, that answer will appear here. Now it's blank because we haven't written anything. But if you write, answer number 1 will appear here. And then you can compare this with the sample answer. You can mark, this is very important, guys. Trust me. If you do this for 3 or 4 person, it is sufficient. Just give the proper paper, then end the exam, come back here, start analyzing what you have written, compare it with the suggested answer, give yourself marks. Self-analysis, the best analysis. Okay. Now, from where you can find the suggested answer? See this sample answer and marking guide. Click on this. Okay. Now, when you click on this, 1 minute. There is a download option, correct? 1 minute. Na? This is the answer. See. 1 second. It's a PDF. You can click on this button and then these are the answers. You can compare your answer with it. Okay. And if you want to download this file, see the download option is also there. Okay. So I hope this is clear how this practice platform works. Okay. So please practice, use it. It is one of the most important resource which ACCA gives you. So please practice in it. And honestly, if you practice in this practice platform, automatically you are adding some additional marks in your exam, which you will get. Okay. So any doubt in this one? I hope I'm not boring you guys. Yes. Everyone?
सर इसमें अगर एक्सेल में हम कैलकुलेशन करते हैं और फिर वर्ड में उनका डिस्क्रिप्शन लिखना है या एक्सेल में ही फिर वो क्वेश्चन का डिस्क्रिप्शन भी लिखना है?
Excel में. If you're writing, if your main answer is a calculative answer and there is some description to it, write down in the Excel. Okay.
Okay.
But if I don't want to use the word, can I also type in Excel?
You can do that. No problem with that.
And do like
But I will
don't want to
suggest
switch.
use word processor.
Okay.
Okay. So if you are not good in that, I mean, it's not that difficult. Trust me, the word prop is very simple. The way you will write in the Excel, similar way you have to write here also. So
Okay.
start practicing. Okay. Anyone? Yes, Rajiv, Kiran, Komal, Suraj.
No, sir.
No, sir. All
Yeah. Okay, Suraj, what's the time right now in London?
I'm from India only, sir.
Okay, someone was from.
I'm from London. So it's
Sorry,
6 in the morning.
6 in the morning. So basically 5 o'clock your class started.
Yes.
Okay. In my previous batch, there was one student from the England and my class start time was 7 a.m. from India. So, ठीक है. I hope this time is okay for everyone. है ना? 10:30. ठीक है. Any doubt? Anyone?
So the classes are only going to be on weekends.
Hmm.
We won't have any classes throughout the week, like on the weekdays.
See, weekdays classes will happen, but not right away. Because see, the syllabus is very vast, honestly. Okay, and I will try that. I mean, I haven't take any class on the weekdays, but I think few classes will happen, but not in this the month of March.
Okay.
Okay, and if it happens, it will happen in night only because I know you all are working. So yes, if you have raised this topic, so I'll ask this from everyone. So see, if I take any class on weekdays, okay, I will be taking it around 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Is it fine with everyone?
So it will be on Friday or other days also. Any weekend day or Friday, because the point is, I
Mm-hmm.
have to travel 2 days to office to Gurgaon.
Mm-hmm.
So that time, 9 p.m., I would be traveling back
Mm-hmm.
to my home. So taking class would not that much useful for me during that time.
Mm-hmm. No
So
problem. You just tell me which day you travel, basically which day you don't want to
so
take the class.
it's Tuesday and Thursday.
Tuesday and Thursday you travel, na? ठीक है.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. So I'm just asking, I'm not going to take right now. Okay, it will happen in the month of April most probably because syllabus is too vast. I have to take few more some sessions in weekdays also, but not right now. It's not so just take a chill right now, everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other doubt? So those who are working, normally your office gets over around 6, 7 p.m. na in India.
No, my office goes till 9:10 because I am working in auditing, and right now we have and I'm working for US clients. So right now we have the filing period going on.
Okay, okay. ठीक है, no problem. Let's see. Okay, so any other doubt, anyone? Anything? Anybody who wants to ask me? Nothing? Chalo. So we'll move forward now. So basically now we are going to start with your syllabus. Okay, now I hope you all are having the VGLD book. I'm going to use that book only for teaching purpose. And you know the resources you have to use, VGLD book plus ACCA Study Hub plus ACCA Practice Platform. Apart from this, if you want to refer any other book, Kaplan, BPP, or any other book, if you want to do for practice, you can. But first, finish these content which I have just mentioned. Then, for later on for your practicing, you can do that. Okay. Now, I hope everyone has the book except few. There are almost, I think, 25, 26 chapters in your syllabus. Now, just tell me, Excel sheet is visible on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, before we read this topic and everything, let me first tell you the which topics are important. Okay, not important. Everything is important, but there are few topics which are quite important. Okay, in exam, the chances are more they will be asked. Okay. Now, the first and the most important is obviously consolidation. Why? Because section A, first question is normally of consolidation, 30 marks. Okay, so I will write here. You can also write this on in your notebook or whatever you are using. So consolidation is very important. Okay, everyone. And I will try to finish the consolidation. I will not start it right away. Consolidation हम कुछ time के बाद start करेंगे, but I will try to finish it. You can say before the April end, so that you have entire month of May for practicing it. Okay. Yes. So consolidation and all standards of this tangible assets. Okay. Tangible and intangible assets also. So all standards which are related to tangible assets like IS 16, IS 20, IS 23, etc. like IS 40. Okay, all are important. Then we have IFRS 16, which is IFRS 16 is
Lease.
only one student knows IFRS 16 is leases. I told you guys I need participation. Okay? Otherwise, it will be a 3.5, 4 hours of speech, one-sided speech, which I don't like actually. Okay? So please participate. Okay, this is for your benefit only. So IFRS 16 is leases. Then you have this, forgot this one. Yes, employee benefits. Okay. Now, how many of you have done employee benefits? You know, employee benefits, accounting, how does it work? Anyone? It was there, I think, in CA and cost accounting. So those who have done CA, you must be knowing it. Okay, so employee benefits is there, and this is important. Then you have this one. Why I'm forgetting it. Ethics of accountant. It's a theory topic, but very important because in exam 100% there is going to be a question of 10 to 15 marks on ethics part. Okay? Then you have, I am 1 second now. Yes, thank you, Akshay. Share-based payment, very important. Okay, these are all basically new. Just a second now. Let me check one thing. Then you have this one of the dangerous topic, financial instrument, IFRS 9 mostly. Yes, IFRS 9 financial instrument. Okay. Then you have IFRS 15, that is revenue recognition, very important. Okay. Then you have this non-current assets are done, IFRS 16 is done, IS 19, employee benefits is done, consolidation I have covered. Okay. So major all topics I have covered. Okay. Then yes, there is more to it, more standards are there, more syllabus is there. But I think these things are more important. But we will be covering everything. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now in this, the consolidation is the most important. Now, yeah, I'm removing it from the screen. Okay. Before we start with the IS 16, IS 40, all those standards, Hana, first I would like to start with conceptual framework. Now, conceptual framework is something which, I mean, they can ask you in the exam, they may not ask you in the exam. This topic is basically not that important because this is something which they ask from the ACCA knowledge level students, ACCA skill level students, Hana. But okay, what is this? Does the syllabus include the calculation of ECL methodology? What is ECL? Expected credit loss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's there.
IFRS numbers.
It's there. That is the main part in IFRS 9. Okay. So what I was saying, conceptual framework. So I will start, okay, from conceptual framework only, just to, I want to know that how much you guys know about asset liabilities, which is very basic thing. But yes, in exam, uh, there is no direct question on conceptual framework. They cannot ask you that. But indirectly, yes. How? I will show you. So first, let's discuss the conceptual framework. So from here, we are basically officially, after almost 1 hour and 15 minutes, I'm starting with your syllabus. Okay, chaliye. So conceptual framework, I would like from all of you to tell me, what do you know, guys, know about conceptual framework? What is conceptual framework? If somebody asks you, just give me a 2 marks answer on conceptual framework, what will you say? Except we don't know. Huh? What is conceptual framework? Guys, we are at professional level, okay? What is concept?
The thing that underlies the preparation and presentation of financial statements. Like on what concept it is?
Just repeat your line once again.
Sir, it's the concept that underlies
Mhm.
preparation and presentation of financial statements.
ठीक है, good. It's a concept, है ना? So, yes, anybody else wants to give any definition, any explanation on this? Don't expect na कि I'm just going to teach. Okay, I will be asking a lot of questions. A lot of discussion will be there. So I want everyone to participate. Okay, so only one student. Great. So what is conceptual framework? I'll tell you. See, conceptual framework is basically a layout. Okay, it is basically a layout, or you can use another word, framework. Framework is a structure, a layout, and whatever you do in accounting, okay, how you prepare your accounts, how you present your accounts, how you pass journal entries, why would you, I mean, when you purchase a machinery, when you purchase a land, when you purchase a vehicle, why you are calling it an asset, why you are charging a depreciation, why you are calculating gain or loss. So whatever you do in accounts, it has to be done within this framework. Yeah, framework. Okay, so within this framework, you have to do everything. Even when accounting standards are developed, those accounting standards have to think first thing in mind. What? You have to develop the standards within the framework. So this framework is a boundary you can imagine. So in my previous batch, I explained it with the, I think, help of this playground, cricket playground, or any other playground. Okay, so whatever players are there, whatever they are doing, bowling, batting, fielding, hitting fours and sixes, it has to be done within that playground. आप बाहर जाके तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते. I hope you're getting it. In the similar way, in accounting also, whatever you do, you have to done within that ground itself. Now there are certain rules for that ground. है ना, वो जो बाउंड्री बनी है ना, उसके कुछ रूल्स हैं. Those rules, those points are covered in the conceptual framework. So conceptual framework is a concept, like you said, I think Suraj, yes. So basically it's a concept, it's a framework, it's a layout, it's a ground, it's a design. Do whatever you want to do in accounting, but within this framework. इसके बाहर जाके आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते. So this frameworks, I'll give you one example. This conceptual framework, when you open the conceptual framework chapter or conceptual framework book, you will find the definition of asset. You will find the definition of liability. You will find the definition of other items like income, expense, and then equity. So conceptual framework defines these things. Ki, okay, this is an asset. Definition, no example, definition. Now, when a business organization entering into any transaction, they are purchasing machinery or any other thing, they have to see ki when they are entering into a transaction, is it fulfilling the definition of asset as per the conceptual framework? If yes, then yes, it's an asset. Okay, and now I will start applying the whatever standard is applicable. So whatever you do, whatever transaction you enter into, it has to be as per the conceptual framework. आप उसके बाहर जाके कुछ नहीं कर सकते. You cannot do anything which is ultra virus this conceptual framework. Okay, so let's see what is this conceptual framework now. So please pay attention, everyone. And where it gone? Sorry. Okay, so in the conceptual framework, the first is the definition of asset. So I will be little quick here. Okay, these are very basic things. So, but I know many of you either must have forgotten this or you have not studied it, but it is important now. In many questions, in exam, in practice, you will find कि जहाँ पे आपको asset की definition visible होगी suggested answers में. So what is an asset? An asset is a present economic resource controlled by the entity, resulting from past events with potential future economic benefit. Now, let's take any example of an asset. Suppose Mr. A purchased a machine for $1,000. Now let's see this machine is fulfilling the definition of asset as per the conceptual framework or not. So an asset is something which is your present economic resource. So is this machine my present economic resource? Now, what is present economic resource? Okay, I'll give you one very perfect example for present economic resource. This is my laptop. आपको नहीं दिखेगा. So I have a laptop in front of me. I use this laptop for my classes, for economic purpose, for generating the revenue, and I'm using it in the present moment. This is my present economic resource. This camera is also my resource. Writing pad is also my resource. This chair is also my resource. This table is also my resource. All these resources I use for generating revenue, fees, income. Okay. So in this example, this machine, I'm going to use this machine for my business. So yes, it's my present economic resource. Present word is important. Presently, I'm using it. ठीक है, अगर मैं ये मशीन परचेस करूं and I give it to some of my friend and my friend is using it, then it's not my present economic resource. How can you say it's your economic? You are not even using it. ठीक है? So an asset is something which is a present economic resource controlled by the entity. It has to be controlled by you. So if you, now how can we say that this machine is being controlled by me? I purchased this machine, I made payment to it, I'm using this machine in my factory. So yes, I control it. Resulting from past event. Now what is the past event here? This purchase transaction. Why I am able to control it? Why I am able to say that this is my present economic resource? Because I purchased it. I purchased it 1 month ago. So that purchase transaction is the past event. And because of that past event, I now control this. And this is my present economic resource. And yes, with potential future economic benefit. So this machine, if I'm going to use it, it is going to give me some economic benefit. And this machine, you can say, has potential economic benefit. It has the potential. This machine, this laptop has the potential to give me the economic benefit. It's going to give or not, that will happen in the future and nobody knows the future. That's why the word potential is used. Potential होना चाहिए. कल को क्या होगा वो कल की कल देखेंगे. Right now, so if you want to recognize something as your asset, है ना, focus on these 4 points, which are, it should be your economic resource in present, controlled by your entity, है ना, because of some past event, and it should have the potential of economic benefit in the future. If these things are fulfilled, then yes, it's your asset. Now, some important points. The probability does not need to be high. Even low potential benefit can meet the definition. But recognition depends on measurement, reliability, relevance, and faithful representation. This is very important line. I'll just give you a heads up on that. And when we come to this, I will explain to you. Okay. Just a second. Huh? Okay, let's say we purchased, pay attention everyone. We purchased this machine, okay, and I purchased this machine from my old friend, okay. I purchased this machine from my old friend. Now my first question, is this an asset? What you will do, you will go to the conceptual framework and look at the definition. So you will say, sir, yes, sir, this is the, yes, this is my asset. है ना, ये condition सारी fulfill हो गई. So yes, this is my asset. But if something is asset, if something is fulfilling the definition of asset, it does not mean that you can also recognize it in the books of accounts. So with this, one point has to be clear in your mind right now. And what is that point? Fulfilling definition is one thing. Recognition in your books of accounts is another thing. This is important. अगर कोई चीज asset की definition fulfill कर रही है, okay, it's fulfilling the asset definition, very good. But in order to recognize in my books of accounts, there is a recognition criteria for that. And this is the recognition criteria. And the criteria says the recognition depends on measurement reliability. You should be able to measure the amount, relevance, and faithful representation. Now, these are very basic items जो हम बिल्कुल बेसिक लेवल पढ़ते हैं. So I will just give you introduction of this. कि measurement reliability means the amount should be measurable. So obviously, if you have purchased something, so you must be having the invoice, you must have paid some amount, okay? Relevance. So whenever you are purchasing an asset, Anna, it should be relevant for your business. And yes, the faithful representation. So if these conditions are fulfilled, then you can say ki, yes, now I can recognize this in my books of account. So what I'm trying to tell you guys here, don't just blindly see why. I know you must be thinking, sir, ये तो बड़ा आसान है, मशीन तो asset ही होती है, हम उसे बुक्स में भी दिखाते हैं. If you are thinking like that now, then you are referring to your old studies. You are referring to the bookish knowledge. In practical word, it doesn't happen like that. Why? Because when you go and work somewhere, and let's say your organization has purchased something, now it's your responsibility to identify whether it's an asset or not, first of all, and then how you are going to recognize it, why you are recognizing it. Let's say an audit is going on and auditor asks you, आपने इसको books में क्यों recognize किया? If you know this, then you can say, yes, I have recognized this because because first of all, it's an asset. And how do you know it's an asset? Conceptual framework definition fulfilled. Then yes, we can recognize it because we can measure the amount with reliability. There is relevancy to it and there is faithful representation. Done. So I'm taking a time on this one. Don't worry, आगे इतना time नहीं लूंगा मैं. Okay, just to make you guys understand that why this is important and how this affects you in your job also. ठीक है? Similarly, we had definition of liability. So a liability is a present obligation where we have the obligation to transfer an economic resource, and this is also due to a past event. So this is very simple. Okay, give me one example of liability and connect it with the definition. Anyone?
Sir, a loan,
Connect it with the definition.
it's a present obligation that you have to pay interest and you have to transfer economic resources, money,
You have
because
to
of a
pay
past
interest.
event that
Okay.
you took the loan for buying a resource or for
Okay.
whatever.
Good. So it's simple. I hope now everybody knows this. How to connect with the definition. So see, you know that loan is a liability. Everybody knows loan is a liability. But why? किसने बोला? कहाँ लिखा है? यहाँ लिखा है. This is the definition of liability which says a liability is a present obligation. So when you take a loan, when you enter into a contract with the bank or any other third party, you have entered into a contract, you have entered into a legal obligation to pay the interest, to pay the EMI. That's your present obligation. You have this obligation right now. So in case of liability, there has to be a present obligation. If it's not, if there is no present obligation, then either you create a provision or you show it as a contingent liability. Okay. And the obligation is to transfer the economic resource. Now, this economic resource could be a cash, could be online transfer, could be any asset of yours, any shares of yours. It could be anything. But remember, it should be your economic resource. And yes, due to a past event. And past event is entering into the loan arrangement. Okay. So the obligation, remember, दो तरह के obligations होते हैं. It could be a legal obligation. Tell me what is constructive obligation? Anyone? What is constructive obligation? Legal obligation is simple. Contract, where you have some kind of documentary evidence कि yes, मैंने contract किया है. But what is constructive obligation?
So, like if a company is known to be following a particular practice for a long time, like giving warranty provisions,
Okay.
if it's
And
giving like it doesn't have to state that it has a warranty, but if it's known for replacing products or in 1 year's time, it will be a constructive obligation for the company to fulfill it.
okay, what about
Based on customary business practices, how the company has been doing things for the past.
ठीक है.
For example, if the company is in the financials, if they if they show the environment policy or something like that. So we assume the company to be environmentally conscious and
ठीक है, good answer, both of you. So constructive obligation is something which you construct yourself based on your previous activities, previous actions you have done. So for example, this warranty claims, है ना? So even if there is no contract between you and the customer, but let's say from the last 1 or 2 years, agar some customer is coming with a defective product, है ना, you are either repairing it or replacing it. So you are constructing something here. You are constructing on, I mean, based on this action of yours, है ना? अब जो भी potential customer आएंगे, they will be thinking कि yes, if I have some defect in my product, the company will repair it. That's a constructive obligation you created based on your actions only. ठीक है? So two types of obligations could be there. Okay. Now, recognition criteria. An item is recognized, an item, asset, liability, or anything can be recognized only if it meets the definition of an element. So if you meet the definition of asset and or liability, then yes, you can recognize it. Then it provides the relevant information. It is a faithful representation. And yes, the measurement uncertainty is not excessive. It simply means, thoda complicated line hai, it simply means the measurement should be reliable. Okay? Same thing which I showed you earlier. And if uncertainty is too high, do not recognize if an asset liability exists. So see, this is very important line. So if the definition is fulfilled as per the conceptual framework and you have an asset, you have a liability, but you cannot measure it. And even if you can measure it, the reliability is not there. मतलब rough type आपने calculate कर दिया. You don't know whether this measurement is correct or not, something like that. Then you don't recognize it. So, in order to recognize something as an asset or liability, remember these 4 points and use them in your answer if you get a question like this in the exam. ठीक है? ये 4 points आपके आंसर में होने चाहिए. ठीक है? Okay, so you can see this orange line, and other than Suraj and one of you who answered this question, other than you two, who is going to explain me this line?
I can give it a try. So here, I guess we are talking about the brands or patents that we are internally generating. That means like, if I take an example of some IT application, we have created an IT application internally in a company. It will not be recognized because it will be rarely recognized because there the uncertainty is high that are we going to measure it or not, or will it be a faithful representation? Because if it is an internal generated thing, then we can even do the over or underestimation of the things also like that. So somewhere it is related to that thing.
Okay, ठीक है.
Same thing, sir. Due to this measurement uncertainty, we are not recognizing this brand patent. So,
नहीं, but
internally generated.
Internally generated brand and payments. So if you are purchasing someone's brand,
then we can
payments.
recognize.
Okay.
Yeah.
ठीक है. So I hope it's clear. If not, I'll give you everyone a simple example, which I normally give in IS 38. In case of restaurants business, restaurants, Now, in case of a restaurant, what are the assets they have? They have furniture, they have fittings, they have kitchen equipments. These are the assets. But if you nowadays, if you see the trend, the okay, just give me a minute now. 1 minute. Sorry. Yes, sorry. So what I was saying, yes. So in case of a restaurant, there are certain tangible assets, but nowadays, when you go some restaurant, obviously the food quality is the most important. But other than that, now we also look for the ambience. है ना? Ambience is very important. The staff behavior is very important. The number of items in the menu, some new dish is also important. Now, if I say this, tell me if I'm right or wrong. मैं यहाँ पे कमेंट देता हूँ, आप मुझे बताना मैंने सही बोला या गलत बोला. Nowadays, especially in case of metro cities, all those cities, है ना? In case of these fancy restaurant, okay, the ambience, the staff behavior, and some other things I mentioned, uh, does generate revenue. So these intangible items which I just mentioned, the ambience, the location, है ना? These things also generate revenue for the business.
Correct.
है ना? It's absolutely correct because we do that. जब हम किसी भी रेस्टोरेंट को चेक करते हैं, ओके, हम ये तो नहीं देखते कि उसकी फूड क्वालिटी कैसी है. Very rare nowadays, है ना? What we see, okay, the menu is there, okay, where's the location? Yes, it's poolside, it's beachside, it's some on the hill station, like this. Location is very important. ठीक है? Why? Because food तो हमने सब टेस्ट कर ही लिया है, तो टेस्ट तो हमें पता ही है. Yes, this is the actual human nature. कि सब तो टेस्ट कर लिया है, तो अब क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है? जगह इंपॉर्टेंट है. Okay, so this location plays so much importance for generating revenue. But do we show this in balance sheet as an asset, intangible asset? No. Why? This is the answer. This is your internally generated, not brand, not patent. This is some internally generated. See, if you look at this, ambience, the location, it's an intangible asset. It is generating revenue for you now. But why do we not recognize it? You cannot measure it. आप लोकेशन को कैसे मेजर करोगे कि ओके यू कैन से कि सर इसकी कॉस्ट इतनी है, दिस इज द रेंट ऑफ दिस लोकेशन, दिस इज द वैल्यू ऑफ द प्रॉपर्टी राइट नाउ, यू कैन डू सम कैलकुलेशन. बट आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रॉपर्टी, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द बेनिफिट फ्रॉम द प्रॉपर्टी इन योर रेवेन्यू. वो कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करोगे? So if you are having, let's say, if you are having $5 lakh of revenue in the first month, I'm asking you how much of this 5 lakh is because of the location. You cannot do this. Out of this 5 lakh, क्वालिटी से भी हो सकता है, फूड क्वालिटी से, स्टाफ बिहेवियर से भी हो सकता है, लोकेशन से भी होगा. See, identifiability is not there. You cannot identify how much is from the this location. So IS 38 says if something is intangible and it's an asset, but if you cannot identify it separately from rest of the business, you cannot recognize it. Same thing they are saying here. Okay. So this is the recognition criteria. So in case of internally generated brands, patent, or any other item, not just these two, they are rarely recognized, very rare, only if the measurement is there for the amount. Okay. Now, under conceptual frame, okay, any doubt, anything you want to ask me before we move forward? Okay, before we move
So I
forward,
have a very
uh,
basic question. What is the difference between IFRS and IAS? Sometimes you're using IFRS, sometimes you're using IAS. So
I'll
I
tell
have a
you,
very
I'll tell
basic
you,
thing.
I'll tell you, don't worry. This is, I know, ये जब मुझे भी था बहुत साल पहले this doubt. So IAS and IFRS are basically same. Uh, IAS is International Accounting Standard, and originally the accounting standards were named like this, IAS. And now they're changing the name and converting the IAS into IFRS. So when you look all the standards, you still find some IAS there, like this IAS 16. So maybe in the coming future, you will see the IAS 16 is now replaced with IFRS this and that. So IAS and IFRS ये वह है कि बचपन में कुछ और नाम था, now they have a different name. That's it. ठीक है?
Okay, and these are released by the same accounting body?
हाँ, IASB, International Accounting Standard Board.
Standard board. Okay.
So I'll
Thank
give you
you.
one recent example. So earlier we had IAS 1, which basically gives us this format of P&L balance sheet. Now it has been replaced with IFRS 18. So only the name has changed. And yes, of course, some more points are entered into this IFRS 18, but technically they are same. Okay? बस नाम है और कुछ नहीं है. Okay? Any other doubt? Anyone? Yes. So I was asking, please tell me guys, are you understanding the way I'm teaching? This is more important. For the next almost 3 months, you have to see me each weekend. So, and very important because you have to give exam based on what I'm going to teach you. So, are you getting the concepts or not? Just be honest. Yes, other students. I mean, are you getting the कि हाँ, in your mind? Sometimes it happens ना कि teacher क्या पढ़ा रहा है समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है. So that will not happen. And if it's happening because of some reason, I will try to correct it. ठीक है. So I hope everyone fine till now. Okay, so measurement basis. Okay, so how do we measure something in accounts? How do we measure asset or liability? So there are basically 4 measurement bases. Very quickly, we'll see this: historical cost, fair value, value in use, and current cost / replacement cost. These are the 4, you can say, the techniques of measuring an asset or liability. Historical cost is very simple. So I have some points here. So historical cost is basically the original transaction price. So when you purchase the machine 2 years ago, what was the cost? $1,000. That is the historical cost. Okay. Now, what are the pros and cons of using the historical cost? It is verifiable and neutral. Why verifiable? You purchased it 2 years ago. You have the invoice. So yes, you can verify. Okay. And some cons are there. May lose relevance over time. Absolutely correct. What was the cost of your asset 2 years ago, 5 years ago? उसके आज की डेट पे क्या करना मेरे को जान के? It's not that important. Only used for depreciation calculation. ठीक है? Fair value. Fair value is another measurement basis, and it is that important. They have a separate standard on it, IFRS 13, which we will learn. You can see the sheet's name. There is one name, fair value. So yes, fair value is one of the most important measurement base. Now, what is fair value? It is also known as exit price. Exit price. Okay, I'll give you another definition of fair value, or anyone from you guys. What is fair value of an asset? Yes, anyone?
Today if I go to the market and sell a particular suppose pen, तो उस पेन का मेरे को कितना मिलेगा? तो that is my fair value.
And tell me, is it important that where you are selling that pen?
Where am I selling?
Okay,
Yes. If I sell in front of a school during exam time, it will give me more revenue.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking, when I ask, is it important that where do you sell your pen in case you want to find it fair value? You can sell your pen, let's say, to your neighbor. You can sell your pen to let's say, to a shop outside your house, or maybe in a society, or you can go to a market.
Yes, I think it will matter. जहाँ पे मैं बेचूं, वहाँ it will impact the fair value of that particular asset.
No.
The place should have a demand supply of that particular asset.
See, okay, so listen everyone very carefully, in case of this fair value, but we'll discuss more about this under IFRS 13, but still. So let's say I want to sell a pen. Okay, so this is the pen I have right now. Now I can sell this pen to Suraj. I can sell this pen to my neighbors. I can sell this pen to a shop in my society, or I can go to a market where there are, let's say, 15 to 20 stationery shop. होते हैं ना हर शहर में कैसे market जहाँ पे shops होती है. So I can sell there also. Now, if I sell to Suraj, let's say I sold it for 50 rupees to Suraj. If I sold to my neighbor, let's say 60 rupees. If I sold to this society shop, 70 rupees. But when I go to the market, I found a good buyer, good price. Let's say कि मैंने इसको 80 rupees में बेचा. Now the question is, there are 4 selling prices. Understand what I'm trying to tell you in case of fair value. There are 4 selling prices. Which one is fair value? Is it सूरज को बेचने वाली price, neighbor, society shop, or the market? The answer is market. So see, a very important concept now you will be learning now कि when we talk about the fair value has to be with respect to the market. मार्केट में किस प्राइस पे बेच रहे हो, दैट इज फेयर वैल्यू. वरना पता क्या होगा, आई एम अ बिजनेसमैन, ओके, आई वांट टू सेल दिस अलार्म क्लॉक इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी, है ना. इफ आई सेल दिस इन द मार्केट इट वुड फेच मी लेट्स से 1000 रुपीज, बट नहीं यार, आई वांट टू शो मोर. तो मैंने क्या बोल दिया, मैंने तो अपने किसी पड़ोसी को बेची है 1200 रुपए में. हर कोई फेयर वैल्यू कुछ भी बता देगा ना फिर तो. थिंक थिंक व्हाट आई जस्ट सेड. इफ दिस मार्केट वाला पॉइंट इज नॉट मेंशन्ड हियर, every organization will say different fair value for the same item as per their own wish. That's why when we talk about fair value, that is the price which you said correctly, it is the price which the asset would fetch if I sell it. But you forget to mention this at this point. Sell it where? In the market, between market participants. That means there has to be number of buyers, number of sellers. That is the fair value. But sir, if that is not available, अगर उस चीज का market नहीं हुआ तो, so that we'll see in IFRS 13. Not right now. Okay. So fair value is also known as exit price between market participants. Reflect current condition and cons subjective when markets inactive. So if there is no market for a pen, let's say this is a very rare pen, there is a diamond on it, है ना? So there is no market for it. Do you have any market where diamond pens are purchased and sold? No. In that case, what is the fair value? Subjective. It's going to be subjective. कोई कुछ price बताएगा, कोई कुछ price बताएगा, ठीक है? So two measurement basis, historical cost is important. Yes, it's being used still for assets normally. And yes, fair value, very important. Then you have value in use. Tell me, what is value in use? Anyone who knows what is value in use for measurement basis?
So
Yes.
whatever the value we are going to drive in future, matlab by using that as assets.
Very good. Anybody else?
So exactly like Rajiv said, the future economic benefits, and then we calculate them at the present value, like net.
पक्का यही है?
नहीं, पक्का तो नहीं है.
Anybody else? What is value in use?
Sir, present value of all the cash flows that the asset will generate over the useful life of.
How does the asset generate the cash flow over the useful life?
Like you would estimate a machine that makes a product, we should discount them to the present value over its time.
Why do we discount it to present value?
Sir, because time value of money over the time, the money that the asset generates won't be the same as the present value today.
And we are calculating the value in use as on today.
Yeah.
So that's why we need today's value. Not
Because you're
yes.
seeing how much you would get if you sell it and how much would you have if you put the asset back in use.
ठीक है, good. Yes, somebody was saying something. Okay, so everybody, all answers are correct. Very good. So what is value in use? Simple. See, if I want to find out the value of a particular item, okay, for a particular asset, let's say this laptop. You can't see this laptop, but yes, there's a laptop in front of me. So if I want to calculate, sorry, I want to measure, pay attention on the words I'm using now. I want to measure, okay, the value of this laptop. Now I can do this measurement as per the conceptual framework under 4 categories. Number 1, what is the historical cost of this laptop? Okay, I bought this 1 year ago for, let's say, somewhere I think 75,000. Historical cost minus depreciation, carrying amount. This is the first measurement. I can do the measurement like this. Second technique. Okay, I will go to the market, electronics market, and I will ask, okay, this is my laptop. I want to sell it. How much it would fetch me? They said, sir, you have used it, so it's going to fetch you, let's say, 40,000 rupees. Fair value. Another measurement basis. So first measurement basis was historical cost, that is cost minus depreciation, carrying amount. Second measurement basis is the fair value. Okay. Third technique is, I don't want to use historical cost. I don't want to find out the value in the market, fair value. What I'm thinking, I'm going to use this laptop. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to use this laptop for next 3 years. So in the next 3 years, अगर मैं कोई asset use कर रहा हूं, so why I'm using the asset for the next 3 years? Because it's going to generate the economic benefit for me. And yes, you can convert that economic benefit in the estimated cash flows. कि अगले 3 साल तक, by using this laptop, how much cash flow estimated, not actual, estimated cash flow I will generate. So for the first, second, and third year, X, Y, Z cash flows is generated, but that is the future value. Okay, let's use the concept of time value of money and find out its present value as on today. So when you calculate this value in use, pay attention everyone, it is nothing but if you use an asset, how much value it's going to generate. But remember, find out the value's present value. Then your answer is correct. So see, I'm not writing anything because I don't think it's required right now. Any examples? But if you think कि आपको लगता है कि नहीं सर ये एग्जांपल देके बता दो सर, show us some number, so I can do that. ठीक है? So please be free and you can ask me this. So value in use is the present value of future cash flows from using the asset. Fair value is selling the asset. Historical cost is doing nothing. We are just using it from the last 1 or 2 years. So what is its carrying amount as on today? And the fourth is, so present value of future cash flow from using the asset, entity specific value. Yes, very important point. Very important point. So who is going to tell me this important point? Entity specific value in case of value in use, what does it means? Nothing. ऐसे लिख दिया यहाँ पे.
I think this is related to discounting rate. So what discounting rate we should? What is the expectation of this return? This thing.
Anybody else?
There is the value specific to the entity, like how much the entity perceives that the asset will earn. So it's more relevant for the company.
And the cash flows will be related to that particular asset.
An asset may be useful, very useful for one entity and generate cash flows, but the same asset could be quite irrelevant for another business. So,
ठीक है. All answers are correct. Okay. So when we say entity specific value, ठीक है, it means when I'm calculating the value in use. So basically, what is value in use? How much economic benefit is going to give me in the future? Not you, not anybody else. मुझे क्या benefit होगा? उसकी present value ना. So this value in use is specific to me only. If somebody else is using the same laptop, same asset, they might be using in a different way. They might be having the estimated this residual value different. Maybe the estimated this time period is different for using the asset, not 3 years, but 2 years or maybe 1 year. तो ये जो value मैं निकाल रहा हूँ, value, this is for me. How I am going to use it based on that. Okay, value in use. So it could be different for somebody else. So yes, entity specific values are value in use is entity specific value. Tell me, is fair value entity specific or not?
Not. Fair value is
No.
Yes, fair value is not entity. It's a market price. ये आपके लिए थोड़ी ना है. कोई और लैपटॉप लेके जाएगा मार्केट में, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मार्केट में, okay, same similar laptop used for same time period, so almost same price it would fetch. Okay. Cons is high estimation uncertainty. Yes, obviously there's a high estimation, estimated cash flow, estimated discounting factor, estimated residual value. Everything is estimated. So uncertainty will be there. And the fourth method is current cost or replacement cost. Cost to acquire an equivalent asset today. So if I want to acquire an equivalent laptop right now, what is its cost going to be? That is the current cost. Okay, so these are the four measurement basis which we have discussed. So far what we have discussed, see, if you look into the book, there are different things in conceptual framework, but I have just picked those things which are important, not everything. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to read that. एक बार आपको at least once you have to read those things. Just go through them quickly. The main thing I have covered here, because syllabus is very vast. There are few standards, I think 2 or 3, which I will ask you guys to read. And don't worry, those are easy standards which you have already done. Okay, because syllabus is too vast. Okay. So yes, asset definition. So if you, I mean, when do you recognize an asset? There are 4 conditions or liability. It means that it meets the definition, and this is the definition. An asset is something which is a present economic resource controlled by entity resulting from past event with potential future economic benefits. Okay. Liability, present obligation, legal or constructive, transfer of an economic resource from the due to some past event. And yes, so recognition criteria meet the definition, relevant information, faithful representation, and measurement uncertainty should not be excessive. That means it should be reliable enough. So if something has met the definition of element, asset liability, but recognition criteria is not met, means it's not relevant, it's not faithful representation, measurement is not reliable, you will not show it in the books of accounts. And then measurement basis. So any doubt, anything you want to ask me? ठीक है. So let's take a break. Okay. Okay. So see, normally our class timing is what? 10:30 to 2:30, na? It's 2:30, na? सो गए क्या सब?
Sir,
Okay.
it's still 1:30. When we joined the session, it was showing 180 minutes of the class.
That's by default. Okay, so
Okay.
you can ignore this. Basically, our class standard time is 4 hours. Okay, but
Okay.
yes, I'll leave you
Yes,
guys like
2:30,
in
sir.
2:30, na?
Yeah.
But I will take class for like 3 hours and 30 minutes, or maybe somewhere between that. Okay. Uh, yes. ठीक है. So let's take a break. What's the time? 10 minutes break is there, so we'll resume at 12:39. Okay.
No, sir.
ठीक है. So let's move forward then. We have discussed this. Yes, some qualitative characteristics, okay, of financial statement as per conceptual framework. That means when you prepare these financial statement, those should have some characteristics. So it's very simple. We have 2 fundamental characteristics. So all the information in your financial statement should be relevant, okay, and it should show the faithful representation. And some are enhancing characteristics. So these are those characteristics if you use your statements, the presentation in your financial statement, it enhances. So that is comparability should be there, verifiability should be there, timeliness and understandability. ठीक है? तो थोड़ा सा we'll discuss about them, not in much detail. So the fundamental qualitative characteristics, this has to be there. So number 1 is relevance. So whatever you show in the financial statements, okay, should be relevant. Now, when we talk about this relevancy could be in form of predictive or in form of confirmatory value. So can you, anyone, give me the example of predictive relevance? What is predictive relevance? Anyone?
I can give it a try. Like if there is any court case happening, and if I'm quite certain that this will be the amount, or that can be some, like I'm able to predict that what will be the settlement amount for that court case. Or suppose if my case is with the income tax department, or if I'm into scrutiny assessment, then also if I'm able to determine like what will be the amount that I'll have to pay to the government authority, uh, that can be an example of prediction.
ठीक है. And how this is connected with relevance?
It will be relevant because if I lose that court case, I'll have to charge that amount to my profit and loss. So my profit will decrease. So this is
ठीक
quite
है.
a relevant thing.
ठीक है, ठीक है. So basically, the first fundamental characteristics of this is relevance. So something which is relevant, okay, you have to show in the financial statements, maybe in the notes to the accounts. And when that something is relevant, it could be predicting something or it could be confirming something. So when we say predictive, so like you said, we might lose a court case, and because of that, this is the amount I have to pay as a compensation. So you are predicting something, the amount, and also the event. And yes, that is relevant for your financial statement, for your stakeholders. So you will be showing in the financial statement. Okay? So yes, relevance could be predictive or it could be confirmatory value. So anybody with, can you give me the example of confirmatory value? Any example where we are confirming something and it is relevant? Anyone try? Yes. Give it a
Can I
try,
can give
please.
it a try?
Okay, okay, yes.
Again with the court thing only, like
Mm-hmm.
suppose I filed a case against the government, like
Mm-hmm.
this amount should be received to me, like I should get this amount
Mm-hmm.
because of the MSP or anything. And the court also agrees and gave a directive to the government, like, no,
Mm-hmm.
you need to pay this amount to this particular industry. And I'll be receiving this, suppose in the after 30th of, I'm telling you about Indian context, about after 31st March. So in my 31st of March books, I can show that this is a confirmed value that I'll be receiving from the government of India because I have won the case. And the court has also given a directive. And this is a confirmed amount that I'll be receiving. And because of
Okay.
this, if I show that in my profit and loss, will be an extraordinary item. So my profit will increase for that particular year.
Okay, fine. Okay, so confirmatory value, see guys, is like a feedback. So something has already happened. You have shown something in the financial statement, and now you are just giving feedback. Okay, you are just confirming about those things. So जैसे कि आपने जो example दिया, that is also absolutely correct. Now let's take another example. Suppose you have an asset, a machine. Okay. Uh, हाँ. And let's say the cost of machine is $1,000, and during the year there was a fire. There was a fire in the factory. Okay. And you said ki, yes, there's a fire in the factory, and because of that, I mean, you have filed an insurance claim to the insurance company. And after 1 or 2 months, after all the this evaluation work by inspection by the insurance company, finally the amount got confirmed. Hana? And let's say the amount is coming $600 insurance claim. So this $600, okay, this information is relevant because this is confirming something. है ना, ये कंफर्म कर रहा है कि हाँ आग लगी थी, इंश्योरेंस क्लेम हुआ, एंड इतना अमाउंट हमें वहां से निकल के मिला. ठीक है, सो इट्स कंफर्मिंग समथिंग. So yes, it is known as confirmatory value. So something is relevant, okay, when it is predicting something, so it's known as predictive value, or it might be confirming something, so it is confirmatory value. Second fundamental characteristic is the faithful representation. Now, what is faithful representation? Something is faithful if it is neutral, if it is free from any bias, and if it's free from any error. Okay, sorry, neutral means free from any bias, complete होनी चाहिए information, and उसमें कोई error नहीं होना चाहिए. So if these three things are there, that means you are doing the faithful representation. And then you have some more characteristics which basically enhances the presentation of financial statement. That's why they are known as enhancing. So comparability honi chahiye. So when you prepare the financial statement, you should be able to compare your financial statement with your only previous year financial statement and also with the industry or maybe with the competitor. That's why we have the standards. That's why we have standards. So every organization follows the same standard, then comparability becomes easy. So I am valuing my inventory using the FIFO method. You are valuing your inventory using some XYZ method. Comparability is not there. So that's why IS2 says, which is inventory, only two methods, FIFO and weighted average are recognized. Okay. Verifiability. So any item in your financial statement, if I want to verify that item, can I do that? So that should be there. So if you are showing a liability, let's say you are showing a loan, okay, and the amount of loan is $10,000. Now, if I want to verify this, can I do that? No. So that means verifiability is missing. So I should be able to verify this loan using the contract, the bank contract. Okay, using this EMI you must have paid. So I can go through your bank statement, or I can ask bank also. Okay, so yes, if the verifiability should be there. So if you are saying ki I am having one vehicle, I am having 10 trucks which I use for my manufacturing business. Okay, I want to verify it. Show me where are those 10 trucks. Show me the purchase invoice of those 10 trucks. That's verifiability means. So yes, comparability should be there, verifiability, timeliness. So basically it means the information which you show should be in a timely manner, and understandability honi chahiye. So when stakeholders are looking at your statement, they should be able to understand what is it. Okay. Now, one last thing is about derecognition. So we understood when do we recognize an asset and liability. Now, when do we derecognize them? It's very simple. So derecognize an asset when you lost the control and when there is no future benefit expected. So if you don't control the asset, somebody else is. See, when do we lose the control? When we sell it. Normally, या तो मैंने अपना लैपटॉप को बेच दिया, so I lost the control. As per IFRS 15 revenue recognition, the sale is done. So I don't control it. Somebody else control it. So they are going to get the economic benefit. It's not my asset. I will derecognize it. I will credit the asset in my books of accounts. So why do we credit? When we credit it, we are not doing nothing, but we are derecognizing it. Why? Because the control is lost now. So control is lost either by selling the asset or maybe by discarding the asset. I'm not using this laptop. इसको मैंने ये पुराना हो गया तो मैंने बंद करके अपने अलमीरा में रख दिया. ठीक है? So control is lost, maybe it's through sale, maybe you're not using it, and basically yes, no future benefit is expected from the asset. In case of liability, when do we de-recognize a liability? When we say liability, two words should come in your mind immediately: present obligation. So when that obligation is satisfied, de-recognize the liability. Now, how do we satisfy the obligation? In case of liability, the obligation is what? To transfer the economic resource. So you have made the payment. You may have issued the shares. You may have issued any asset. So when that obligation is exhausted, satisfied. Obligation kya hai? That depends on case to case basis. So when obligation is exhausted, de-recognize the liability from the books of accounts. Okay. So this was few things about conceptual framework topic which I wanted to discuss with you guys. There are few more in your book you can find. So please go through them. Okay, maybe today, tomorrow. And if you have any doubt in them, you can ask me, but those are very basic. Now let's see one case study question, and let's see if you can answer these questions. Okay. So this is our first question. Everybody focus. One second now. Today is 7th of March. So Solaris Biotech develops advanced gene editing technology. During the year ended December X7, the following events occur. Event number 1. One second now. One second. Event number 1, development of gene editing patent. Now we all know patent is normally is an intangible asset, but remember we are just developing it. It's not developed yet. So stage, Research. We did some research like lab studies, hypothesis testing. So we incurred $1.2 million on that. We did the development. We created a prototype, $9 lakh. Development safety trials on 6,000 samples, $7,50,000 expense, and then regulatory submission, $3 lakh. So you can see that these three are development cost. The first one is the research, then comes the development. I hope you guys have some idea of IS 38. Okay. One thing I remember, sorry, somebody asked me one doubt earlier, कि sir, I have not studied the FR, and so how I am going to. किसने पूछा था?
I asked.
You ask Komal. ठीक है. So once I finish this ना, last में एक बार let me know. Okay? We'll discuss that part. Okay?
Okay.
Just मुझे एकदम से अभी याद आया. Anyways, हाँ. So event number 1. These are some expenses. If you total them, it's $3.15 million. Some more facts. The technology has significant commercial potential, but regulatory approval is highly uncertain. Read the line again. The technology, this gene editing technology, has significant commercial potential. Means when you develop this technology, so commercially you are able to sell it. But regulatory approval you will get or not, that is highly uncertain. And unless and until you get the regulatory approval, you cannot finish the development. Okay. Management accepts a success probability of only 35%. So management is expecting that we are going to get success in this technology. The chances are only 35%. So that means 65% probability is there that you won't get successful in this. Cash flow forecast ranges from $0 to $40 million depending on up. So if you get the approval and then you start selling it, तो आपको इतना cash flow हो सकता है in the future. Management wants to recognize an intangible asset of $3.15 million, arguing future benefit exists. ठीक है? Read it again quickly, very quickly, everybody. And then tell me, is the management correct when they are saying it's an intangible asset? If yes, why? If no, why? थोड़ा जल्दी ना.
I guess the answer should be no. We should not recognize it as an intangible asset because they want to recognize it basis the argument that it is a future benefit. It has future benefits that exist, but that totally depends upon the approval from the regulatory bodies and which is highly uncertain. So again, there is a lot of uncertainty on the approval, and then the success probability is also only 35%. So basis that they should not recognize it.
Okay, but tell me which standard you will connect here. This is the normal answer you gave based on case. But we know that when we write the answer, we have to connect with some standard. I mean, whatever you are saying, कहीं तो लिखा होगा ना?
Yes,
Yes,
that
where?
I don't know.
ठीक है. Anybody else?
Is it revenue recognition? Like, not
No,
sure. I'm
no,
just
not
guessing.
revenue. Anybody else?
Oh, no, sorry, not revenue. This that asset one only.
IS
The
38.
standard that deals with recogni that
IS
like
38 intangible
yeah
assets.
yeah
Okay.
yeah that one only.
So research cost only should be expensed. So it's only development cost that we need to consider.
So you are saying these three costs should be capitalized.
I mean, if we have to consider that as an asset.
But should we, the question is, should we capitalize it or not? Should we treat it, capitalize means should we treat it as an asset or not? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Why?
Sorry for the background noise. Because the profit or the economic benefits are only possible, I think, not probable. I say that because of the 35% that is written. So maybe
But
so that
हमने थोड़ी देर पहले पढ़ा था, even a slight probability is okay. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले पढ़ा था लास्ट शीट में, remember? Let me show you. This is the sheet of conceptual framework. Probability does not need to be high. Even low potential benefit can meet the definition of asset. Yes, anybody else?
Although significant commercial potential is there, but this approval is highly uncertain. So we can't recognize it.
Why? Because it is uncertain, but कहाँ लिखा है ये?
Sir, it's not in control of the entity if they get the approval or not.
It's not in the control of the entity. ठीक है. ठीक है. So basically, see, in this one now you have to quote IS 38, which is intangible assets, research and development expenditure. So first thing, IS 38 we'll discuss later on, but few things I will tell you. The research expenses are not capitalized under IS 38. They are charged to statement of P&L. And in case of development expenditure, yes, they cannot be capitalized. It depends on conditions. If you remember, those who have studied IS 38. If you want to capitalize the development expenditure, there are certain conditions like intention to complete the development. You should have all the resources to complete the development. है So many 5 to 6 points are there. Now, based on those points, you can see probability is okay. There's no problem with the probability. 35% probability of getting the revenue, anything, it's fine. Technology has significant commercial value. So what you are going to develop has a commercial value. This is also one of the condition under IS 38. When you are developing something, does it have commercial value? See, yes. But regulatory approval is not certain here. So the point is, okay, as per IS 38, are you going to actually develop it or not? That we don't know. If regulatory approval nahi mila, so if you capitalize it, it's a wrong thing now, because see, understand, think logic. If I'm capitalizing something in my books, that means I'm showing it as an asset. And when I'm saying asset, it means what? Future में economic benefit होगा. But where is the approval? So what you guys said is also correct. But just connect it with the IS 38. Then your answer is perfectly fine. Okay? And see, the cash flow forecast is also there. But again, depends on approval. So management wants to recognize, arguing कि भाई future benefit तो exist करता है, but that will happen only when you get the approval. So if condition is not fulfilled as per IS 38 for capitalizing the development expenditure, you cannot recognize it as an asset. Okay. So see what's happening here. IS 38 कहाँ से आ गया बीच में? What is happening here is the definition of asset is kind of fulfilled. You have a present economic resource controlled by the entity, not fully, but resulting from past event, some potential future. So it seems, yes, it's an asset, but when you go deep and you see the recognition criteria is not met, then no. Okay? So, hello, can you hear my voice, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So should Solaris recognize $3.15 million patent as intangible asset? So this is how you will write in the exam also. Does the technology meets the definition of an asset as per conceptual framework? Controlled by Solaris, yes, but I think not fully yes, because what we control is basically we can develop. I mean, the development which we do is in our control, but the regulatory approval is not within our control. So yes, full controllability is not there. Potential to economic benefit, yes. Result of past event, yes. So technically, yes, an asset is there, but when you apply the recognition criteria, remember what are the recognition criteria? 3: relevance, faithful representation, and the measurement. Now, see, there is a cash flow estimate. Yes. Approval probability is only 35%. High measurement uncertainty is there. Past event do not guarantee future inflows. So as per the conceptual framework, if measurement uncertainty is so high that no, एक मिनट ना, एक सेकंड, कहाँ लिखा है ये? The technology has significant commercial potential. Management expects a success probability of 35%, है ना? Just give me a minute now. So see, in case of assets, first thing is definition, like we discussed. The second thing is recognition criteria. So these are the recognition rules. Okay, relevance. Okay, faithful representation and measurement reliability. So relevance is fine. Okay, faithful representation will be there, but this is important, and 90% cases this is what they ask is measurement reliability hai ya nahi hai. So they're saying there is a cash flow estimate, but see the range of estimates 0 to 40 million. Why they are having 0 in their range? Anybody? Why they are estimating 0? Who estimates 0? कि $0 का मेरा कैश फ्लो जनरेट होगा.
Because
But
there is
if the
uncertainty.
project
हाँ, one by one.
uncertainty from approval.
It's because there is an uncertainty. So if the approval is not there, the estimate is going to be 0. And then you are saying 40 million भी हो सकता है. If you get the approval. So the measurement is highly uncertain. Okay, so you can estimate the cash flow in future 0, $10, $1,000, 1 million, 20 million. You could just so many probabilities are there, na? So that's why they are saying the measurement uncertainty is high. Okay, so yes, as per conceptual framework, if measurement uncertainty is so high that no amount would faithfully represent the asset, do not recognize it. Now here, one way of showing it, use the conceptual framework definition, recognition criteria. Another one is this IS 38. इन्होंने IS 38 नहीं use किया. But you can use IS 38 also, and you can see that the approval chances are very less. So the development will not finish. So yes, as per IS 38, we cannot capitalize it. That's as per IS 38. Okay, so you can do that. There is no problem with that. Okay. So the 3.15 million should not be recognized as an intangible asset. The entire amount is expense. So if something is not capitalized, it will go to the P&L as a normal expense. Okay. So anyone, any doubt in this? See, so the purpose of this example, just to let you know that how this conceptual framework one. So first we meet the definition and then we look for the recognition criteria. Now let's see the second point, event 2. Pay attention on this one, government grants. I hope you all are familiar with the two words government grant. Government grant is basically the assistance given by the government in kind or maybe in the cash form. So Solaris, this is very interesting, ye wala. Solaris receives a $2 million government grant from the National Health Authority to support the further development of that patent, है ना, वो जो gene technology बना रहे हैं उसके लिए. But the grant becomes repayable if Solaris does not successfully submit the clinical trials within 18 months. So within 18 months, if you don't submit the clinical trials report, okay, whatever $2 million grant you have received, you have to repay it back. Management believes repayment is unlikely. Management को ये लगता है कि ये जो repayment होगा ना, that is highly unlikely, means we will complete this report within 18 months. Tell me, according to you, क्या है इसमें? Okay, let me show you the requirement. How should the government grant be recognized? How you are going to recognize this? Anyone? $2 million. What is it? This is good one.
So deferred income.
Deferred income कहाँ से आ गया? Why?
Normally, like in FR, we had government grant. People would we would when we get a grant for an asset, we would put it as deferred income, and every year we would.
But don't you think it's a liability? $2 million government grant and repayment probability is there. It's not very likely, but some probability is there कि मुझे maybe this amount I have to pay it back.
But if there's reasonable assurance that the company will fulfill the grant, we can recognize it in our books. IAS 20, I think.
So is it liability or is it?
First we'll show it as a capital reserve, like we'll show that as a liability under government subsidy or government grants, and after 18 months, when we have a confirmation, then we can transfer that liability to our PL, recognize it as an income.
No,
No. Okay.
it's not liability. Okay. So what Suraj said is absolutely correct. This is a deferred
Yeah.
income. Okay, not a liability. Now, why? See, please, one thing remember everyone. If you are saying liability, first think about ना कि what is a liability. मैंने अभी आपको जो पढ़ाया है in the previous sheet, there was some purpose to it ना. That what is liability? The first thing in liability is there should be a present obligation. Look for that ना. Do you have present obligation of repaying this $2 million to the government? Is there a legal obligation on you? Or is there a constructive obligation? कोई भी obligation नहीं. कहाँ है obligation? The obligation will only come if you don't submit the clinical trials within 18 months, and the chances of it is very unlikely. Forget the chances are unlikely. Where is present do you have to pay this $2 million to the government back? No. 18 महीने बाद होगा, whatever will happen. So there is no present obligation. And if there is no present obligation, forget the liability then. Then what is it? This is the income. Listen very carefully. This is the income which you have received from government. Okay. Or let me write it. This is known as deferred income. Okay. And this deferred income, what is the term here? दिया है क्या कुछ? ठीक है. This is known as deferred income. So when you read the government grant, IS 20, if I'm not wrong, yes, we will discuss that also. So under IS 20, it is mentioned that when you receive some income from the government, you can either reduce it from the cost, or you can show it as a deferred income for, let's say you have received the government grant for 3 years. तो ये जो आपको मिला है 2 million, आप इसको 3 साल में दिखाते हो ब्रेक कर करके. That is deferred income. So if you look at the solution, so grant becomes payable if Solaris fails the clinical submission in 18 months, correct? Present obligation? No. Only present obligation will be there if Solaris fails. Constructive obligation, no question of that at all. Probability of repayment, uncertain. Probability is uncertain, but it's conditional. It depends. If we don't give the report in 18 months, thus recognize as a deferred income, not as a liability. ये आपकी liability तो है ही नहीं. So recognize income systematically as Solaris incurs. Okay, I'll give you, just extend this example. So how much you received? $2 million. Now, why government gives you this grant? For further development is written there, correct? For further development, correct? Pay attention, everyone. Those who don't know. So when government gives you this grant, government said, take $2 million and continue your development. And let's say you are developing this asset for the next 3 years. Okay, for the next 3 years, and every year you are incurring some development expenditure. Let's say in the first year you incurred 5 million, then 4 million, and then 3 million. So total development you incurred 12 million. So this 2 million will be shown as your income over the 3-year period. You have to divide it over the 3-year period based on the development expenditures you have incurred. कई जगह होता है कि 2 million को सीधे divided by 3 कर दो, जितना भी आया हर साल उसको दिखा दो income में. So if you want, I will show you the entries also. Okay, let's do one thing. 2 million I will recognize over 3-year period, correct? So how much I will recognize each year as my income? Simple. 2 divided by 3, that is 0.67. Any doubt so far? Anyone? किसी को doubt हो रहा है? No? ठीक है. So every year I will recognize $0.67 million as my income. Now what entry I will pass? When I receive this government grant, obviously asset is increasing. So when asset increases, we debit it. So debit 2 million. Okay. And I will credit the deferred income account. Okay. By how much? Same 2 million. Now, next year, out of 2 million, how much I will recognize as income? 0.67. And yes, this deferred income is what? My asset or liability? This is my liability because I have received something and now for the next year I have to develop. So I'm liable to develop for the next 3 years. It's my liability. Okay, liability shows credit balance. Okay. Now next year 0.67 I will show in P&L. So I will reduce this. Okay. So I will pass this entry deferred income account debit. Okay, 0.67 and I will credit the statement of P&L. 0.67. So आपकी P&L में चला गया 0.67 और आपका deferred income 0.67 से कम हो गया and whatever is the balance you will show in the balance sheet as a liability. This is how you do the accounting. Okay, so this government grant, okay, it becomes payable, ठीक है, it's not a liability. So this question was more about that why it was not a liability. Government grant तो अभी हमने पढ़ा ही नहीं है ना. The question was more about why it was not a liability because there is no present obligation in this. No liability recognized because so focus. Well, if a question is asking you about the liability asset, focus on what? The definition part. Okay. Third event, pay attention. Let's see if you answered this correctly. Event 3, litigation claim. A competitor files a lawsuit claiming Solaris violated a pre-existing patent. Competitor filed a case against you stating that you have violated some patent agreement. Lawyers assesses 20% probability Solaris will lose. So there are 20% chances that you will lose this case. Estimated payout if you lose this case is $10 million. Management wants to avoid disclosing the case because it may scare the investors. बिल्कुल correct है ना? अगर आप disclose करते हो तो investors को डर लगेगा and see the probability is very less. Only 20% probability is there based on your lawyer's assessment and we are assuming the lawyers are quite good. So only 20% chances are there that I am going to use. That means 80% chances are there I'm going to win the case. And if I lose, the chances are only 20%. I have to pay $10 million. So I think the management said कि avoid disclosing. Why would you disclose this? फालतू में आपके investors घबरा जाएंगे. है ना? So the question is, does the litigation create a liability? Tell me, is it a liability?
A contingent liability. Not a provision, but a contingent liability. So in the notes, we do disclose it.
Okay. Anybody else? Is it a liability? Normal liability. So the answer is correct. There is no liability in here. Okay. Because there is no present obligation. So present obligation, no. Okay. Past event, yes. So you did this infringement. You did something now because of that somebody filed a case on you. So you violated the agreement. So that was a past event. So past event is there and present obligation is not there. Transfer of economic resources, no. The probability is very high, very low. Okay. So you can see the definition of liability is not met. So when probability of outflow is low, recognition is not relevant. Thus no liability recognized. Okay. Disclose as a contingent liability because outflow is possible. ठीक है. Anyone, any doubt? Any doubt? Anyone? Okay. Now let's move to the next point, next
Sir,
topic.
I have a doubt.
Yes.
If in IS 37, if it's below 20%, we don't even have to disclose it, right? Or is there a compulsory disclosure irrespective of the probability?
See, disclosure is required. Disclosure is not required only when the chances are very remote. Remember the word remote?
Yeah, remote.
है
Okay,
ना?
okay.
Remote. Now the question is, ये remote क्या होता है? So when chances are very less, very, very less, 20% is, I think, good for disclosing something.
Okay.
है ना? So again, it is based on judgment.
It'll
What
be
you
subjective.
consider, so what you consider as remote.
Okay.
But I think 20% is sufficient enough to disclose something.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubt, anyone? So I hope guys समझ में आ रहा है? You're getting understanding the topics or not? This was your first lecture, so just that's why I'm asking. Don't worry, कल से नहीं पूछूंगा. And yes, Suraj, I hope when I'm using some Hindi words, there is no problem with that. If yes, please tell me.
No problem, sir. I understand basic Hindi. It's just that too many sentences at once I can.
Okay, great. Let me know whenever you feel uncomfortable. ठीक है?
Sure, sir. Thank you.
चलो. Now we'll see a very important standard. Everything is important in SBR. You don't know what they can ask in the exam. So everything is important. So next topic is fair value. So we just saw fair value, and now we are going to focus more detail about what is this fair value. And basically IFRS 13 I am going to discuss with you. ठीक है? कहाँ गया? हाँ, here it is. So these are the notes, and you will get this Excel sheet, and after the session I will upload this sheet on, I think you must be having the access to some link na, Google Drive, I think. So I will upload there, and if suppose in a particular day you don't find any sheet or any problem, you can tell me. Okay. Okay, so fair value, IFRS number 13 deals with fair value. Now we know something about fair value, we already discussed. So what is fair value? It is the price that would be received, pay attention on the line, price that would be received to sell an asset or paid to transfer a liability in an orderly transaction between market participants at the measurement date. So I think market participants, so but still, anybody, any doubt in this? I have already discussed this definition. मैंने पहले ही आप लोग को बताया था. तो but still, if you have any doubt, please tell me. What is fair value? If you sell an asset, how much the asset sale price is going to be? If you sell the asset in a particular proper market between market participants and a particular date. Date is also important here. I'll tell you why. चलो, let's take one example now. ठीक है? One second. Listen very carefully, okay? So suppose there's a machine, okay? And we want to find out the fair value of this machine, okay? As on 31st March 20x6. ठीक है? Machine fair value as on 31st March x6. So you went to a market and you try to find out ki how much value this machine would fetch me. So let's say it came to $100. So if you sell on 31st March, it's $100 between market participants. But there is somewhere in the question, there is one more fair value, but this one on 28th February 20x6, and it was $90. Now the question is, both are fair values. Both are the values on if you sell the asset in market. But what is changing? Why they are changing? Because they are on different dates. Obviously, it could happen now. Maybe sometimes on a particular date, year end, not because of the year end. Maybe the demand of this particular machine is more. So, आपको ज़्यादा पैसा मिल रहा है on 31st March. On 28th February, it was not there, so it was less. Question is, which fair value you will take? 31st March or 28th Feb? Both are fair values. आप कौन सी fair value लोगे? Yes.
Lower of these two, sir?
नहीं. This is not IS2.
It's depend upon transaction date now, on which date we are performing the transaction.
On which date we are performing, or on which date we are. See, acha, think about it. Where have you studied this fair value concept? Fair value कहाँ पढ़ा था हमने?
SFM.
है?
SFM in CA final. strategic
अरे नहीं
financial
नहीं
management.
अभी अभी कहाँ पढ़ा था?
This conceptual framework.
Under conceptual framework there was a heading. What was the heading? कहाँ पढ़ाया था मैंने conceptual framework में? There was a heading. Under that we studied ना. What was the heading?
Measurement basis.
Measurement basis. So what is fair value? Fair value is one of the technique of measuring something. Now, if I'm measuring my asset on 31st March, I will take $100. If I'm measuring my asset on 28th February, I will take $90. If I'm measuring it on 1st of January, I will take 1st of January. That is why in the definition, they have mentioned at the measurement date. That is the importance of this word here, measurement. So when you are measuring the fair value, take the fair value on that date. That's it. Okay? Why I'm focusing on this part? Because yes, you might get a question जिसमें 3-4 fair values होंगी and then you will get confused कि मैं कौन सी लूं. So just focus on which date you are doing the calculations. Na? That's it. Take the fair value of that date. So the fair value is the price that would receive to sell an asset in case of liability, the amount which you will use to pay the liability, okay, between market participants at the measurement date. So remember, it's an exit price. Exit price is nothing but the selling price and not an entry price. So you're not bringing something. So fair value is used. See, we never talk about fair value when we purchase something. Never. That's why exit price is word is used. So when you are selling an asset, then fair value. When you are satisfying one of your, let's say you are closing your liability, then we use this word. So fair value is exit. So when you are closing something, then it's market based. Already discussed, not entity based. Fair value कभी भी entity specific नहीं होते, it's market specific. Measurement effect, ठीक है. Fair value includes the transport cost, exclude the transaction cost. Can anyone explain this line? Okay, let me give you one example, everyone. ठीक है? इसके लिए I think we should discuss this with the help of example. So I have a separate example on this. Transport cost and transaction cost. Pay very close attention. It's very simple and very interesting. If you don't know, you'll find it very interesting. Sunrise Metals Limited extracts rare minerals. The extracted material must be, pay attention, the extracted material must be transported from the mine to the only active market 200 kilometer away. Mine, active market, 200 kilometer, extraction, transportation. Okay. That means if you want to sell this, whatever rare mineral is this, if you want to sell it, you have to incur the transportation cost. Okay. Some data is given to you, like the spot selling price in the active market. So in the active market, if you sell it, it would fetch you $500 per unit. Transport cost is $20 per unit. Transaction fees charged by broker. Let's say you hired a broker or an agent to help you with this sale. So they are charging $15 per unit. Management says fair value is 465. 500. See, what is fair value? Let's forget the case. हमने जो पढ़ा अभी, based on that, what is fair value? That price that would be received to sell something in the market. Correct? So if I want to sell this rare mineral in the market, how much it's going to fetch me? It's going to fetch me $500 in the market. There's only one market. But in order to sell it, I have to incur some expense, $20 transportation and $15 of this transaction fees. So what is my fair value? 465. This is what management is saying. Tell me, what do you think? सही है calculation? Obviously it's wrong. Otherwise ये topic होता ही नहीं यहाँ. Why? 20 and 15 you are reducing from the fair value. Is it correct? Give some thought to it. सोचो. Should we reduce 20 or 15? Should we reduce only 20 or only 15? Should we don't reduce at all anything? Just take $500? What should we do? And remember, you are calculating the fair value. And fair value is not entity specific, it's market specific. This is the most important hint which I just gave you. Anyone with any?
So, as per this, we will include transportation cost because it is 20 per unit, and we will exclude transaction fees because it is 15 per unit and it is charged by broker. So, broker can charge different costs to different entities. It's upon the bargaining skills also that sometimes a broker can give you a 15, for some person broker can be 14, 13, something like that.
So what you are suggesting, how much should be the final answer?
It should be 500 minus 20. So 480.
Okay. Anybody
I
else?
think it's 500 minus 15 because we need to include transportation cost.
500 minus 15. So you are not reducing the transportation cost.
Yes,
Why?
because we should not include like transaction fees, like as mentioned in the previous sheet.
Includes means basically reduction here. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Anybody else?
There should be 500 minus 20. The transportation cost should be reduced, but the transaction should not be.
Why?
Because until you sell the unit, you're not going to pay the broker, but to get the units to the place to sell, you'll incur that 20. This
Any other
15
line?
will be incurred only when you sell the goods. If you don't sell the goods, you don't have to pay it.
ठीक है. So basically the correct answer is 480 only. ठीक है. And why it's correct? See, understand. When you are calculating the fair value, है ना, fair value is not entity specific. It is general. कि you go to the market and you try to sell something, so how much it would fetch. Now, if you imagine, okay, imagine you are seller, I am seller, we all are seller, and we are going to sell this rare mineral in the market. There is only one site. There is only one site जहां से हम वो mineral extract करते हैं, we all. Now, in order to sell that site, even, in order to sell in that particular market, even I go, अगर मैं sell करने जाता हूं, or you go to sell, or anybody, all of you, okay, if you want to try and sell this, transport cost तो सबको incur करनी पड़ेगी. Agree or not? Is it entity specific $20 transport cost, or is it a general cost? No matter who you are, big supplier, small supplier, rich supplier, poor supplier, doesn't matter. Tell me, do you have to incur the transport cost or not if you want to sell this rare mineral to a market which is the only market which is 200 kilometer away? Bolo, guys, yes or no? Do
Yes,
you
we have to
you
incur.
have to? So can I say, listen very carefully, transport cost is not entity specific. It's a general cost because everybody has to incur it. But when it comes to brokerage, that depends on you. I don't want to hire any broker. I will take the material to the only market and I will try to sell it on my own. I don't want to hire any broker, any agent. So brokerage is something which is entity specific. Also, what you said, ki, this brokerage will come after we sell it. That is also fine. I want to know what is the fair value. What is fair value? If I sell, how much it will fetch me, correct? Okay, so it would fetch me 480. From that 480, I will pay this now. Brokerage. So that will come after we sell it now. That is also another logic you can apply here. Okay, but remember this point. When you try to find out the fair value, you only take general prices, general cost, not entity specific. Transaction fees is a entity specific cost. So if you look at the okay, what cost should be deducted? ठीक है. एक मिनट ना. हाँ. So transport costs included affect the condition and location. So transaction costs excluded, not inherent to asset characteristics. So some technical, but meaning is same what I discussed. So correct answer is 480. Okay. So transaction cost is not inherent to asset characteristics. Means it's not something which is compulsory. Okay, it's up to your wish. Okay, anyone, any doubt?
Yes, sir. Sir, had we been calculating net realizable value, a different concept, then we would have taken both, right? Like in
Because yes,
right.
if you are calculating the NRV is net realizable value, which is estimated selling price minus estimated cost to sell. So if you are incurring this transport transaction, so you will reduce it. वहां पे फिर NRV is not
Also brokerage.
fair value. Yes, yes.
Okay.
NRV is not fair value. Okay. NRV is entity specific. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Any other doubt? Anyone? ठीक है. So now you know the meaning of this. I think this line is bit confusing, now. Okay. Now
Sir,
let's.
I have a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to sell it in a market and to sell a good in a market, you have to pay commission.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a cost that we cannot avoid, right?
If commission is something which is mandatory, I mean, you
Like
have
if
to hire
anybody
someone,
who has to sell in that market has to pay,
then you will
then
reduce.
okay.
So again, depends on case to case basis. So just focus on the question. But normally, brokerage commission, these are not entity specific. Sorry, these are entity specific. क्योंकि इसमें ना एक this negotiation can also happen. So price is not fixed.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we know what is fair value. We know about the treatment of transaction transport cost. Okay, let me just put this here. Okay, now let's discuss about the markets under IFRS 13. You know, the market is very important. So fair value, when you measure the fair value, we take the price of the market, correct? Now there are two types of market. One is principal and one is most advantageous market. Principal market is very simple. It's basically that market where the asset is, sorry, the item is regularly purchased and sold. Main market. Okay. So if you look at this, fair value is measured in principal market, market with highest volume and activity. So the markets, okay, let's say you have two markets. दो markets हैं जहाँ पे you can sell your asset. So again, there is a confusion, na? Which market's fair value price should I take? So take the market which is basically bigger in nature, where is more volume, more activity happens. That's it. Okay. And must be used even if another market gives a better price. So it does not matter. Suppose this first market is your main market, यहाँ पे activity ज़्यादा होती है, volume ज़्यादा deal होता है. Okay. But in the second market, okay, you are trying to sell an asset. In the second market, it would fetch $100. In this market, it would fetch, let's say, $80. Now, obviously, it's showing high value here, $100. So you will go to this market only, correct? But they are saying, no, we will take the fair value of this market where activity is highest. So use it even if another market gives a better price. Okay. So that is principal market. That is the only market whose fair value you have to take. But sometimes there are the cases where there is no principal market. there's no market for that asset. Then in that case, use the most advantageous market. I'll give you the examples. Wait for some minute. Most advantageous market is used only when no principal market exists. It results in highest net proceeds and lowest net settlement cost. So imagine there is no principal market, but yes, maybe your asset may be an asset similar to you, not exactly your asset, but something similar to you. Uska market hai. So out of, and let's say there are three markets. So choose the market where the proceed is highest. So most advantageous market is that market which we will use when there is no principal market, number one. Second point, if you have three markets, you have to select one market as the most advantageous and you have an asset. So obviously वो market जो आपको ज्यादा benefit देगा. In case of liability जहां पे settlement कम होगी, that is the most advantageous market. But remember this line, you do not choose the most advantageous market if a principal market exists. So in the question, if there is a principal market, forget about the most advantageous market at all. So if I put this in simple form, okay. So suppose, let's take one another simple example. Okay. Suppose you want to sell air conditioners, ACs. आपको AC सेल करने हैं अपने ऑफिस के. Okay. 1 minute now. I'm just taking 30 seconds break. Okay. So suppose you are selling air conditioners. Okay. Now, let's say you have a market, a proper market where you can go and sell the ACs. It's market for ACs only. Okay, you can sell your ACs, and let's say if you sell it, it would fetch you $100. So this is your principal market. Now it does not matter if you have any other market, okay, where not just your company's ACs, but other ACs are also bought and sold. It does not matter because we have a principal market. But let's say there is no principal market. ठीक है? मतलब there is no market where your specific, your kind of AC, the AC which you are using, let's say it has a technology which is not there in other ACs. And obviously there is no market for that AC right now. So that means there is no principal market. Okay? But even if there is no principal market, there is a market for ACs. हाँ, आपके AC का market नहीं है specific, but normal AC का market तो होते ही हैं. So let's say you have market 1 and market 2. If you sell your AC in market 1, it would fetch you, let's say, $100. In market 2, $120. Now, out of these two, select the most advantageous market. So, obviously, that is market 2. So, first look for principal market. If yes, story over. If not, find out the different markets and see what is the most advantageous. So, in case of assets, the one which will give you the highest proceeds is the most advantageous. Obviously, in case of liability, the one which will give you the less settlement, that is the most advantageous. Okay. I hope this is clear. Principal market, most advantageous market. Now, there's one more point about, एक minute now. First, we'll go through this slide, okay, this sheet. उसके बाद ना, I have some examples, case study based examples here. Okay, so I'll tell you what I do generally when I teach. So first, we simply go through the concepts. Okay, what is the concept? And you can use this concept for your revision purpose also. So just a normal discussion. And then I discuss those in detail in the case study form. That is how I teach. And that is how I'm going to teach the entire syllabus in case study forms. So first we'll discuss the concepts, a quick discussion, and then we'll focus on case study type questions, which generally asked in the questions. The same pattern, okay? Okay, so what is highest and best? So far, what we know about the fair value? We know the definition of fair value, okay? We know about this transaction and transportation cost. We know there are principal and the most advantageous market when we determine the fair value. Now, what is the highest and best use? Very simple, but very interesting. For buildings, land, equipment, etc., fair value must reflect physically possible, legally permissible, financially feasible use that maximizes the value. Entity intention does not matter. Fair value reflects market participants' perspective. Now, what is it? अच्छा किसी को पता है इसके बारे में? If you know, tell me. Otherwise, I'll discuss one case study example where we'll discuss this HBU, highest and best use. But anyone, I'm giving you chance. If you know, tell me. नहीं पता? चलो बहुत बढ़िया, good. Now pay attention. HBU, where is it? It's very simple. ठीक है? These things they ask in the exam. Okay. Okay. So let's see the Sky Garden Parcel is the name of the company. We don't need this background. So Urban, ये line भी हटा दो. Urban Vista Limited owns a 12-acre plot of land. 12 acre. Okay. Sky Garden Parcel is the name in a fast developing metropolitan area. The current use. The land houses a warehousing facility which Urban Vista uses for storage and logistics. This is their current use of the land. Carrying amount of the warehouse, both land plus building of the warehouse, is $18 million. A valuation is required at 31st December X8. Okay, so yes. Market data provided, there's an independent valuer. You asked him or her to please tell me about this warehousing facility, value it. So first option one, continue current warehouse use. Continue using it as a warehouse. So the market value of this property is $22 million. Carrying amount today is 18 million. Listen very carefully. Anna, carrying amount is 18 million, but if I continue using it, so my independent valuer said 22 million. This is the value. I have another option. I can redevelop into high-rise residential apartments. Anna, I can develop this, convert this into a residential apartment, high-rise building. Expected sale price after redevelopment. So once I do the redevelopment, it would fetch me $95 million. And the development cost will come 60 million. And the legal zoning recently approved for residential towers. So yes, अगर आप कोई जमीन को commercially use कर रहे हो, now if you want it to use for convert it into residential purpose, you have to take some legal approvals. Okay, so that is approved already. Time to complete is 4 years. Net value 35 million. You can see 95 minus 60, so 35 million. There's one more option. You can sell the land without any redevelopment. So demand for land only sales to real estate developer. Okay. Market price offered is $30 million. Now, what is the company's intention? What do you intend to do? So management says, we don't want to redevelop. Our strategy is logistic expansion. We will keep the warehouse. So management ने यही बोला. Just a second. So what management says, कि we don't want to redevelop. Our strategy is logistic expansion. So we will keep the warehouse. तो वो warehouse रखेंगे. However, property developers are actively purchasing the similar parcels near this location for high-rise projects. So near your warehouse. So property developers are actively purchasing the similar type of buildings. Okay, so this was the case. I'll quickly summarize it. So Urban Vista Limited is a company. They have this 12-acre plot of land with a warehouse. Currently, they are using it as a warehousing facilities with $18 million as a carrying amount. and they have three options. They can continue using it. So the value is 22 million then, and they can redevelop it into the high-rise apartments. 35 million is the net value in that case. They can sell the land without any redevelopment. So 30 million is the market price they will get. And this is the management intention. Management wants to redevelop. They want to, sorry, management doesn't want to redevelop. They want to keep the warehouse. Okay. Requirement is determine the highest and the best use, that is HBU, and the fair value of the property under IFRS 13. What is the highest and best use of this property? Tell me. Which one is the highest and the best use according to you guys?
The redevelopment, 35 million.
35 million redevelopment. Okay. Is it possible, but?
No, the entity is not interested in it.
Is it matter the intention of the entity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not for the highest. Like if you just want to find out the highest, then the intention doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's do one thing.
So
Okay.
just
Redevelopment is happening after 4 years. So the net value of 35 million is after 4 years. So we have to calculate a present value, which should be more than 30 million to get the best price.
Okay,
With the
we can
simple.
calculate this. Okay, we can calculate the present value of this. But the question is, I mean, see, nowhere this time factor is given. है ना? We can do that if more information is given. अभी के लिए हम यही मान लेते हैं कि 35 is the final amount in case of option 2. Okay? Yes, somebody was saying something.
So that was I had the same doubt regarding the present value.
No, ignore that.
Got
Okay?
it. Got it. Got it.
Which is the highest and the best use? Continue current warehouse, 22 million, redevelop, 35 million. For that, we need the approval, which is there already. Sell the land without redevelopment. We can also do that. And the intention is logistic expansion. So we will keep the warehouse. Now see, understand how we are going to answer this. This is the topic of highest and best use. So when we need to find out what is the highest and best use, तीन चीजें आपको वहां पे, there are three conditions for that. Okay. Number one, is it physically possible? Is it legally permissible? Is it financial feasible? If these three conditions are fulfilled, or whatever option fulfills these conditions, okay, now one by one I'll show you. Step number one, apply IFRS 13 HBU criteria. The criteria is physically possible. So like you guys said, option 2, because उसमें amount सबसे ज़्यादा है, 35 million. ठीक है. See, so what you need to do, if you select option 1, sorry, you have three options, 1, 2, and 3, and you said option 2 because amount is on the higher side. See, what is the name? Highest and best use. What is the highest and best use? More पैसा, और क्या? वही तो होगा highest और best use, और क्या हो सकता है? We are not talking in the non-commercial manner right now, ना? कि I held how many people? वो बात की बात है. Right now, we are talking everything. We are talking in a commercial manner. So in commercial manner, highest and best use means which option will give you more money. So that is option 2. But then I need to check. Then I need to apply those three criteria. Kya? Okay, 35 million is there. But suppose in the question it's mentioned that approval is not there and chances are very less. And then you told me, sir, let's select option 2. That is the highest and best use. Is it possible that you generate that much money? Approval you don't have, and the chances are very less. So that's why they say when you calculate this highest and best use, okay, look for these three things. Is it physically possible? So yes, tall residential towers can be constructed on this side. Nothing is mentioned in the question about it cannot be constructed. So I am assuming yes, they can. Okay. Is it legally permissible? Yes, we have already taken the approval. Financial feasible? Financial feasible. Now you were saying about the net values, na? So if you continue the warehouse, $22 million, sell and land, ठीक है, redevelop yield the highest, not present, that present value. तो ये देखो सबसे ज्यादा इसी में है, तो yes, financially is also good for me. I'm generating the highest money. Okay. So thus redevelopment is financially feasible and maximizes the value. Now, entity intention is irrelevant. That's why I asked you, ki, is it important? No, it's not at all important. Entity intention. अगर entity intention relevant होने लगा तो फिर तो अब entity के हिसाब से accounting करनी पड़ेगी, not according to the standards then. Why do we need standards then if entity's intention is important? Okay. So even though Urban Vista wants to keep the warehouse, IFRS 13 says fair value based on market participants, not the entity's intention. Okay, what you are intending to do, that is not important. Okay, what market is saying, that is important. See, what we are doing here, sir, we are studying IFRS 13, that is fair value. And when we talk about fair value, we talk about the market. So my market says $35 million, highest and best use. As a normal person or as a general person, general businessman, whatever we are, I will go for option 2 only, na? Why would I go for warehousing 22 million only? Rational thinking, जहां मेरा ज्यादा फायदा हो रहा है. Okay. So thus the warehouse use cannot be used for fair value if a higher value alternative exists. So simple, if I conclude this, find the highest amount and just check those three things. Is it physically possible? And is it legally permissible? And what was the third one? Financially feasible. Let's say one of the condition is not fulfilled. Then क्या करोगे? Go to the other option जो उसके सबसे close होगा, and then again apply these three. कहीं ना कहीं तो match हो ही जाएगा. Okay. So yes, conclusion. Highest and best use, redevelopment, okay, not the existing warehouse use. Fair value is the value under the second option, that is $35 million. Tell me, is it clear or not? What is highest and best use? So why we are studying this in IFRS 13 fair value? So see, when you need to calculate the fair value, there could be these situations where a number of options are available to you. Like in this example, just find the highest and best use one. That's why we are studying under this. So what you're intending to do, that is not important. What market is saying, that is important. Okay. Is it clear, everyone? What is highest and best use? Any doubts? Yes. No doubts? Okay. Now, under IFRS 13, there are some valuation techniques for calculating the fair value. एक तो market approach होती है, okay, which is, see, there are, I think, three approaches: market approach, cost approach, and income approach. So these are three techniques you can say for calculating the IFRS 13 fair value. So under market approach, use comparable transaction. Yes, anyone, what is comparable transaction? If I want to calculate the fair value using the market approach, क्या करना होगा मुझे?
We
What?
will see the price of the same asset, like same
Yes.
comparable asset that is sold. Like the example that you gave for laptop. So the same laptop which is used by another person, the market price of that laptop, we can use it for our laptop also.
Okay. ठीक है. Yes, that is market approach. Find out the sale value of the comparable transaction. That's it. What is cost approach? Current replacement cost of the asset service capacity. How do I calculate the fair value and the cost approach? Yes, anyone?
If I buy the new laptop right now, what will be, or any asset right now, what is the cost of that asset? Is the fair value of my asset right now?
Anybody else?
There is it like value in use, replacement cost of asset service capacity?
No, not value in use. Value in use is different. उसमें तो we calculate the estimated cash flows, na, and then present value.
It said asset service capacity. That means how much we generate from the asset. It's not like that.
Current replacement cost of the asset service capacity. No, it's not that value. It's something
Okay.
different. Anybody else? What is this cost approach? Under cost approach, how will you calculate the fair value? So I have a laptop. I want to find out its fair value as in today. And instead of using the market approach, which is mostly used, I want to use the cost approach. So क्या हो सकती है मेरे लैपटॉप की fair value if I'm going for the cost approach?
तो इसमें do we need to consider the period of the like
Yes.
asset also कि वो कितने period के लिए use हो गया है या ये and then we will see कि उसमें जो current cost पे हम asset purchase करेंगे उसका क्या मतलब we will relate these two things
Yes,
together, the
correct.
life of the asset and the cost of buying another one.
ठीक है, good. So see, basically these three were asset service capacity. What does it mean and what is replacement cost? I have this laptop. Let's say the carrying amount of this laptop, which is cost minus depreciation, is let's say, so I'm writing this in rupees, okay, 40,000 rupees. Now I want to find out its replacement cost. So a general answer for replacement cost is, sir, if you purchase the same laptop today, जो भी उसकी value होगी, that is a replacement cost. No, that is wrong. Why? If I purchase the same laptop today, obviously price ज़्यादा होगी 40 से. Let's say it is 60,000. So is it this replacement cost? No. A slight change you have to make here. What? You have used this laptop, old laptop, for 2 years. Find out the carrying amount of this new laptop after 2 years. Theoretical calculation. Not theoretical, hypothetical calculation. So I have a laptop with a carrying amount of 40,000 after using it for 2 years. If I go to the market today and purchase the same laptop, 60,000 rupees. But let me imagine something. What? Let me make these two things comparable. They are not comparable right now. What is the difference? Old 2 years use, new 0 minute use, whatever. So this new जो है, I will find what is its carrying amount as on today. If let's assume I've used it for 2 years, and let's say that is coming 45,000. This is the replacement cost. So this is, if you read the line again, current replacement cost of the asset service capacity. So if you are using an asset and you are replacing it with a new asset, so what is the capacity left? What is the estimated life left? Anyways, I hope this is clear. How do we calculate the replacement cost? So there are 3 techniques of calculating the fair value. Number 1 was market approach, then comes the cost approach, and then comes the income approach, which is basically value in use. So cash flow and discounting factor, present value. Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, can we backtrack a little bit? Because first we discussed measurement basis. One of the 4 was fair value. Then we started discussing IFRS 13, which is details about fair value. Then when we are calculating fair value, why are we considering the replacement cost or the value and use approach? That's basically like using a different measurement basis. It's why are we including
Okay,
these
understood.
two?
Understood your
Yeah.
doubt. ठीक है. So see, what first we discussed under conceptual framework. एक मिनट ना. Okay. So first we discussed under conceptual framework. Okay. There are different measurement bases. Okay. Measurement basis for assets and liabilities. Correct? ये discuss किया था हमने. There are 4 measurement bases, basically 4 bases. Okay. And one of the bases was fair value, which says ki yes, you will use the fair value for measuring the asset and liability. And then we came to IFRS 13, which talks about the fair value, which talks about what is this fair value, which is one of the measurement bases. Now, in order to calculate the fair value, see, under conceptual framework, they told us about ki हाँ, ये fair value होती है. But that fair value is highly subjective in nature. Reason, it's a market price, basically. But how can you calculate it? There's different ways of finding the fair value of your asset based on different situation. जैसे कई बार कुछ assets ऐसे होते हैं जिनका market ही नहीं है. Let's say a rare product you have. Now there is no market for that product now. So how you are going to measure it under the conceptual framework? Because fair value is what? If I sell it in the market, how much money it would fetch. Now there is no market. So that means I cannot measure it now. No. So under IFRS 13, they gave us more options to calculate if the market does not exist. Then go for the cost approach or maybe the income approach to calculate the fair value. Are you getting it? So these cost and income approach are under the fair value only. So I want to calculate the fair value of my laptop and there is no market for it. Then what would I do then? Okay, use the cost
So then
approach.
we have to, yeah. So if there's no principal market, we estimate. It is subjective. Like we discussed the con. So we estimate on the basis of cost approach or income approach, something like that,
Correct.
right?
Based on, okay, I'll give you simple answer to that. Based on what information is given in the question. That's it. Because see, when you get a question on this in the exam, na, obviously, itna detail mein wo nahi पूछते. They will give you the information, maybe the cost, maybe the replacement cost, maybe the estimated cash flow from the asset. So it will come to your mind, yes, how I have to calculate the fair value. So just remember, for calculating the fair value, if market is there, then obviously you will find the comparable price. है ना? But if that market is not there, then yes, cost and income approach is beneficial. So you can use either cost or income approach. Okay.
Got it,
And
sir.
if you see
Yeah.
this income approach जो है, that is same like value in use under the measurement.
Yes, sir. That's why it was a bit
And
confusing. Like we were going in a
those are
loop.
same thing. Those are
Yeah.
same thing. Don't worry. Okay. Okay, guys. So we'll continue tomorrow. This hierarchy is left. What is this hierarchy? I'll tell you today, tomorrow. Level 1, level 2, level 3. And this was it. And then uske baad, we will discuss some more case studies on the fair value. Okay. And then we'll go to the next part. Okay. So please tell me, is it clear, everyone, what we discussed today? Any issues? Am I going very fast, very slow? या नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? Something like that. Anything. I'm taking my feedback on my own. Yes, tell me. So that I can improve myself in the next session.
All good, sir. अभी तो सही लग रहा है.
Okay. So nobody's saying anything. So I'm assuming everything is okay. ठीक है? ठीक है, guys. Okay, you can go. See you tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. And yes, Komal, you have one doubt, no?
Yes.
Tell me.
So, sir, actually, I had this thing कि मैंने FR पहले नहीं पढ़ा है because I am doing those exemption वाला part. So I am appearing for SBR. So what will be the FR concepts or what are the important things that I can read through ACCA Study Hub for FR? Or how can I go ahead with SBR exam if I have no idea about these accounting standards and anything right now?
Okay, so you are giving June attempt AAA plus SBR, correct?
Yes.
And you're not working right now anywhere, correct?
I am working.
So how you are
But
going to manage two subjects?
But sir, I am in conversation with my company that I will be taking 3 months leave, like 2 months leave, April and May. So, but nothing is finalized now, but I am in talks with them. So that's why I have not filled my exams yet. Once they will confirm me, after that I'll see that whether I will be giving the 2 exams or 1 exam. Because if they approve the leaves, then I will give 2 exams. And if they don't approve, then I'll appear for one only.
Okay. ठीक है. So do one thing. In case of SBR, no need to go through the FR notes or anything else. Okay.
Okay.
Just focus. जो we are discussing in the class, and okay, just focus on this. Just understand the concepts. Okay, and make sure you know the standard. What is the standard? मतलब, if I summarize simply, as compared to other students, because they have some knowledge, and maybe
Yes.
in few topics, I will be like, yes, we have already studied that because SBR is very vast.
Vast.
वहाँ पे you have to do some hard work. Okay, that is a difference. So if other students are studying for 2 hours, you have to study for 3 hours for SBR.
Right.
Okay, so I'll give you a simple example. Suppose IS2 inventory. There's one international standard on inventory. I know what other students will do. They will simply go through it, okay, IAS 2 here, because they have already studied it. It's very simple standard. In your case, you have to study it properly. That's it.
Okay.
ठीक है, तो just some more hours you have to do and more in-depth studying you have to do for each and every standard.
Okay. So
And
मतलब अभी से मुझे ऐसा कुछ फोकस नहीं
yes,
रखना
अभी
है
से
कि these नहीं मतलब अभी से कि ये स्टैंडर्ड्स पे रखना है as and when you will teach वो वाला स्टैंडर्ड जब हम पढ़ेंगे तभी I can
तभी when
focus
I'm
on that
teaching
standard.
when I'm teaching the standard, then you have to practice it. Just today we have discussed IFRS 13
Right.
conceptual framework. It's there in your book, so pick up the book and start studying it properly. Okay.
Okay sir, thank you. Yeah.
ठीक है, चलो.
Sir, in continuation this current query, so can you just advise just before the next class that this is the IFRS that we are going to study. So at least within that particular week we can just go through the IFRS
I'll tell you
discussion
tomorrow.
because we have not covered FR. Many of the students have not covered FR.
Okay, so basically you want in advance which standard I'm going to cover. ठीक है.
So that we can at least revise
हाँ
what we are going to
ठीक है,
study,
no problem. So
the basics of the
tomorrow I will complete IFRS 13 and then I will discuss IFRS 18. Very quick discussion on IFRS 18, which is just presentation of financial statement. And then I will start with IAS 16, property, plant and equipment. ठीक है? And next week जो हम करेंगे, that I will tell you guys. So I will do that. No problem with that. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you sir.
Okay. Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Take care. Bye-bye.